Poetic beats. Poetic beats.
This is First GenXers.
Poetic beats. Poetic beats.
Didn't expect it to end that quick.
No.
All right, what's up, y'all? It's, as you can see, Dark Lord 100 and Room Scryer here with you for the Cheap Pop Podcast. The Saint right now will be joining us later. And we are going to just start off with the fun stuff. You know, that fun stuff like where you can find us on Facebook. Facebook.com, Cheap Pop Podcast 25. Check us out, like all that stuff. You can find us on Twitch, subscribe if you're watching it there. All right, but last week we took a break from the pop culture quiz, which is something we've been doing since we started the new season of Cheap Pop Podcast. And I got my stump on. I stumped them with one question. And I think I'm actually going to get them with the first question of this new round. And we'll see. We'll see. All right, so the pop culture quiz question today, please feel free if you're watching to answer in the comment section. Who is the most followed person on Instagram as of 2023? All right, Dave, save your answer for after we get done with this hot topics. We'll come back to it. I'm pretty sure you could probably even guess it at this point. We'll see. I wasn't surprised by the answer, but I didn't know it when I read the question. So, all right, so Dave last week gave us a round review of the Fantastic Four. Of course, he gave it 2 thumbs up, said it was a great movie. And I am here to tell you that I completely agree with him. That movie was fucking epic. From its presentation, I like how it was kind of like it was in another universe, but a universe that looked like humanity developed in a little bit different of a way than it did.
It was a retrofuturism vibe straight out of the 60s.
Yes.
And one of the things that, if you notice while watching, you actually see how some of the things that Reed Richards invents make their way into common life.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something that they don't even do in the comics. Okay, how you got these super geniuses like Reed Richards, Tony Starks, and nothing they create ever impacts the average person beyond just what's required for the superhero story. It's complete. I mean, these guys aren't out there changing the world with their inventions. I mean, when in the comics, when Tony Stark was paralyzed, they had a whole mini arc about him purchasing a cybernetics corporation to make cheaper, more affordable prosthetics for the common person, for veterans. You don't see that kind of stuff in there.
True.
And yet it's just a background feature in Fantastic Four First Steps. And I really applaud them getting away from the we must maintain the status quo everywhere mentality of the comics. And that's what it ends up with. Well, we can't have Colossus marrying Shadowcat. We can't have this. We can't have that. We always, no matter how dramatic we get, death of Captain America, death of Human Torch, within a year we're already back to the status quo again. Everything comes back.
Everything goes right back to how it was.
So yeah,
I genuinely also like the representation of the Silver Surfer, and unlike Rise of the Silver Surfer, which I understand right there in the title, obviously tells me it's going to be about Silver Surfer. I think they did just enough to let you know, to let you have an idea of kind of where the Silver Surfer stood, and then nothing. It wasn't, to say it how I want to say it. I'm trying to not sound stupid when I say it. Say it. The first Silver Surfer movie felt like it was too focused on the Silver Surfer and wasn't really a Fantastic Four movie. This felt more like the Silver Surfer was a part of a Fantastic Four story that was being told, which to me is the correct way to present it.
And if you look at it, and this gets into the finale, which I'm not going to spoil for anyone, but if you look at the movie throughout all of it, it's basically the Silver Surfer's story arc in the film is becoming a semi-official member of the family.
Yes.
Okay, because I mean, yeah, we understand that Johnny's a horn dog, and Joseph Quinn did a great job with that. But Johnny recording and analyzing samples of the surfers' pronouncements that they picked up from deep space and learning Shalabal's native language.
Yeah, that was pretty
so
good.
that he could continue. Yeah, it showed. I mean, one, it showed how desperate he was for some alien strange, but but also it showed humanity's compassion, empathy, and desire, and that's what brings the Silver Surfer in and onto the Fantastic Four side. I mean, and one of the most common complaints I'm seeing is that about the film is that, oh, it's just like Multiverse of Madness. Mama goes all Mama Bear strength and defeats everything. No. It was a group effort. Sure, the movie in the climax focuses on Sue versus Galactus.
Yeah.
But the plan was already in effect. It was already working. And every member of the family works to make it work. Works together. Ben knocks Galactus off balance.
Yeah.
Johnny is the one to flip the doodad for the ultimate resolution. Reed is the one that rescues his son.
Yeah.
To get him out of harm's way. Everybody contributes like a family does.
Well, let me say this. Every cartoon that I've ever seen, every comic that I've ever read of Fantastic Four, that is the common theme of that. No matter who the villain is, it almost always, the main villain almost always takes all of them in order to finish him off or to complete defeating him. I will be honest. In the early moment when Sue interacts with Galactus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he shrugs her off, and then she goes at him harder. I was like, yeah, let's not. It was the team aspect of how everything shook out that made me like, okay, they're not. And so let me just say this right now for those of you who have seen the movie and are out there feeling what Dave was just saying that he had read people felt about Sue, as I saw many times online, soloing Galactus. there was no soloing to it. She was a major part of what effectively finishes off Galactus.
Right.
But she wasn't it. She wasn't it by itself.
Yeah.
And we have to take into account what we have seen in common nature over and over and over again of mothers being able to do things that they normally could not do in defense of or to help their children.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so we can't deny that it's not something we haven't seen before. But the one thing I did want to get to, and this is unfortunately this is a very light spoiler for those who have not seen the movie. I love what they did with the clobbering timeline.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was like the way that they played it out.
I'm just shutting down so I can adjust my chair. So
no problem. The way that they brought him. Let's say the way that they used it and they set it up early in the movie, and there was a whole thing where he early in the movie where the kids are cheering for Ben, and he looks at the kids and they're like, and then the people are like, they're like, say the thing, and say the thing, and he's like, no,
that's just in the cartoon.
That's just in the cartoon. No, I don't do that. And then I won't spoil it for the moment when he does actually say it, but he only says it once. Yep. And they make it count. I will give them credit on that.
Yeah, let's also get to the deep dive into the Fantastic Four villains gallery in there with, Doom doesn't appear until the end credits scene.
Right.
And that's great. Mole Man has a small part in this.
And it's dude from Cobra Kai.
Yeah, dude.
It's the actor, the dude from Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Yeah. So and he was just perfect in it. It was great. But in the recap, in the first 5-10 minutes when the four are going on to that talk show, onto the Ted Gilbert talk show, and Ted Gilbert lists off all the enemies that the Fantastic Four has saved the world from. I mean, Red Ghost and the Super Apes. And I've actually seen, there's clips of, I can't remember, did they show some of the fight with the Super Apes?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I've seen clips of what was going on in there, or some stills, and it was looking pretty good. Plus, John Malkovich as Red Ghost. I mean, God, who doesn't want to see that? But Red Ghost and the Super Apes, Diablo, Mad Thinker, all these classic deep villain cuts for the Fantastic Four. And
that's amazing.
It was amazing. Every character was written and performed to perfection. I know everyone's all down on Pedro Pascal because he's in everything. Well, yeah, but he still nailed Reed's personality perfectly. The guy who sees 50,000 problems at once in a single glance, and his brain is trying to calculate it all. There is tension between Sue and Reed over the fact that Reed, he's not going to go through with it.
Yeah.
But there is a part of his brain that does judge. He has to calculate sacrificing his own son in order to save 7 billion people. He has to do that mental calculation, and it's not like he wants to do it. It's automatic. It's part of the autistic spectrum.
Well, and he understands.
It automatically happens. Yeah, and he understands that. Yeah, he's able to compartmentalize all this. Yep. But there's still friction because Sue's all like, "You thought about it, didn't you? Didn't you?"
Well,
and Reed has to say, "Yeah."
Sue, I think what you're describing is what is that they were both perfect representations of the logical and the emotional.
Yeah.
Reed had to because there's 7 billion lives at stake.
Right.
He has to cover all bases and think about it logically. Sue's thought process on it is more emotional. This is my child. I will do anything to protect my child. I will never let harm come to my child if I can prevent it. And so I thought that dichotomy was perfect, because to an extent that is in a lot of households. That is the dichotomy between mom and dad.
Yep.
Is mom thinks more with the heart, dad thinks more with the brain. No, that doesn't mean all women only think emotionally and all men.
Right. But it also
just means it comes with the role.
It's the way the partnership works.
Right.
In that, generally, the breadwinner has to be the one being the more logical, the more analytical, and the partner is there to back the primary parent up, but also provide the counter arguments in there. And again, it was all done amazingly well. Just great work on the effects, on the storytelling. And some people have been complaining about the trope of the public turning on the heroes, which, that's a comic book trope. But in this case, it makes sense.
And there was a really good reason for it.
I ask you, if you found out that your family, along with the rest of the 7 billion people on Earth, could be saved from extinction just by the sacrifice of one child, wouldn't you demand that child be given over?
Oh yeah, it's human nature.
Right, exactly. And so it focuses on the single family versus the collective human family in there. And
the needs of the one versus the needs of the many.
Exactly. And it's
But and as far as, and I did want to comment on what you were talking about people complaining about Pedro Pascal being in everything. Look, folks, I know I ain't old. I ain't 70, 80 years old. But me, just like these other two gentlemen that co-assist with me, we've been on this planet about 50 plus years. Yeah. I'm getting close to that 50 mark. They passed it. Yeah. Let me tell you this. There was a time in which it felt like Eddie Murphy was in everything. There was a time when it felt like Morgan Freeman was in everything. There was a time when Samuel L. Jackson was in everything. Yep. Okay, for out of 15 movies that came out that year, Sam Jackson was in 10 of them. So sometimes
Harrison Ford. Yep. It goes all the way back to the Hollywood origins of Hollywood, because Hollywood is risk averse. They want proven performers in there. And so
people that are a draw, so to speak, to use a wrestling term. They want people that are going to put butts in the seats. This is why you see the same actors everywhere. But this is why people like Adam Sandler and Tyler Perry are so unique, because they find their crew, and then those crews are in every single movie, TV show, that they do. And it allows them to put, Adam Sandler put like 10 of his friends, gave them entire careers. Yeah. So seeing Pedro Pascal and everything doesn't bother me. It just means that the man's a good actor. Yeah. That's why he's in everything, because people want to go see him. Yeah. And I may love him in some things and hate him in others. But in general, I'm not going to hate on the fact that the man's working.
Yep.
It's just like there's certain TV shows where I'm just like, wow, dude, like Christian Kane. I use him as a prime example. I saw him on Leverage before I remembered that he was a huge part of the Angel series. And I'm like, wow, this dude's been bouncing around. The dude who plays in Bones, he plays the scientist dude.
David Boreanaz.
Not David Boreanaz. He's been in everything too, but he just goes from sitcom to sitcom to sitcom.
Yeah.
He tried his dip at movies, didn't really do too well. But no, 100%. Not David Boreanaz, the guy that plays the science. He works in the lab with Temperance.
Joey Slotnick.
Is that him with the guy with the curly hair?
Blonde.
Yeah, kind of blondish. He ends up dating the
Yeah.
girl who's the stenographer.
I guess I never watched
Saw her,
Summerslam.
but he played an angel. Like, he's been acting that long. I was like guys, understand, like it's there's very few roles and there's a lot of actors in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So every now and then you're going to get this run where one actor, an actress, like Scarlett Johansson, now's her time. She's popping up in everything because she had her successes.
And you're going to get,
now she's popping up in everything.
And you're going to get actors that fall out of favor or fall out for whatever reason. It can be serious, or it can be just fickleness on the part of the fandoms as to, and the next hot property steps up and starts making their name. Yeah.
Well, like, look at The Rock. He's in everything right now. You know what I'm saying? Dave Bautista feels like he's in everything right now.
Dave Bautista earns it, and we're going to, believe me, we're going to talk about that a little later.
But I'm just saying, in the sense of just from a generic view of, they seem to be in everything. Like, you can't complain. You have to mention these other names if you're going to complain about Pedro Pascal, because they're in a lot. They're in just as much stuff as he is.
Yeah.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been in like 50 movies over the past 10 years.
Yep.
Like, from small screen to big screen, he's been in like 50, 60 movies. Ain't nobody complaining about that because we all love The Rock. Like,
nobody complaining about Schwarzenegger, Stallone in the 80s.
Yeah. So just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
All right. So,
but bottom line, Fantastic Four: First Steps. Amazing film. I'm trying to avoid using the word fantastic.
That's just too cliche, huh?
It is too cliche. But amazing film. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you have seen it, go see it again, because I guarantee you're going to pick up on Easter eggs that you didn't even realize were there. And just amazing. Plus, who doesn't want to see The Thing with a beard?
That was amazing. That was my favorite thing. It was like, and I was like, why is he growing a beard? My daughter was like, oh, he is, huh? I was like, why? What? He grows a rock beard? That's awesome. That's awesome. If he does not shave down his thing, he's what you call it. He grows a rock
grinder. He uses an angle grinder.
Yeah. All right.
So
All right. So now the answer to the question that we started, the pop culture quiz question, was actually given during the course of us speaking. Who is the most followed person on Instagram as of 2023?
It doesn't matter because social media is a pit. Really? I didn't realize that. I was just going with that because, social media I don't pay attention to unless it's
that's why I said we said the name during the segment. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the most followed person on social media as of 2023.
Yeah.
The man was polarizing as a wrestler. He's still polarizing as an actor. I think that this next movie is really going to show people his full-on acting chops, as he's not just going to be, not going to be Dwayne in a different skin. He's actually going to be acting.
Finally, because that, if you remember back to Walk Tall, that wasn't Dwayne in a different skin.
Right.
That was him acting. Yeah. And then it's just after that, he got really big roles with less inspired directing, I will say. And that's what shoehorned him into we want The Rock as this person. And cosplaying is the same problem with Will Smith. Everyone
I will say another often forgotten role of his that I loved, that actually really showed a little bit of range, because he was, but he wasn't himself. And he wasn't the character The Rock. But that is Gridiron Gang, where he plays the head coach of that men's like juvenile facility football team. And like, it is a little bit of him, as in, like, of course, as always, he's going to have that Dwayne swagger to him. Yeah. But he really showed some range in that in that movie. It's not a must watch, but if you're bored on a Sunday and got nothing else to watch, it's a good watch.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone's saying it's like, yeah, it looks like The Rock's going for the Oscar this year.
Hey,
Which
I hope he
who knows?
if the movie's good enough.
Yeah, if he's good, if he does a good enough performance, sure.
Yep.
So we'll see.
I will say it's quite interesting. It's not too much of a leap him going from playing himself as a wrestler as The Rock
To playing
a
an
UFC
MMA.
fighter.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of similarities, whether people want to admit it or not. There's a lot of similarities between MMA and pro wrestling. MMA fighters cut promos.
Yep.
The same way wrestlers do. Like anyway, so
MMA fighters bounce from wrestling to MMA back to wrestling.
Yeah.
Something else we're going to be talking about.
Well, yeah, no, like I want to say there's been a number. Shinsuke Nakamura, Alberto Del Rio, that like a lot of people remember Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar is one of many, like CM Punk. Like there's a lot of people who jumped to MMA. Some have been successful, some were not. Bobby Lashley was pretty successful in Bellator. A lot of people don't remember that. But anyway,
Ken Shamrock even did the bounce.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock jumped
for a hot
MMA.
minute.
Yeah. All right, so
yeah,
I'll let that lead us into All right, Dave, here we go. So here's our next pop culture quiz question that you will not care about. Here we go. Pop culture question. Which celebrity couple famously broke up in 2020 after a decade-long relationship leading to speculation in tabloid coverage? Save your answer for the end of the block. We'll get there.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to open up. I was going to open up with this, with Eyes of Wakanda, but we'll move that back a little bit. And we'll talk Wednesday. Yep. For those of you who don't know, the much anticipated season 2 of Wednesday, the hit Netflix show starring Jenna Ortega, debuted on the 6th, so Wednesday?
Thursday
on Netflix. And let me say, I've seen all 4 episodes. They've seen the first 2. I think that they're killing it with season 2 the same way they did with season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1 was
actually
amazing.
no, the 6th would have been Wednesday. Literally Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was happy with season 1. I'm even more happy with season 2 and how they've done it so far. Let me just say this before we dig into any details from season or episodes 1 or 2. The one thing I like about this entire setup the most is this. In the original Addams Family, in the movie, and rightfully so, in the original Addams Family, in the movies and the TV show, the matriarch and patriarch were the center of the show. Gomez and Morticia were the center characters, and all the other stories kind of floated around them. Yeah. Okay? I love this because now the focus is Wednesday and Pugsley, and Morticia and Gomez are secondary characters, and Lurch and Thing are secondary characters, and Mama Frump are all secondary characters to those two. And I love the shift in perception. You know, after all my life witnessing the Addams Family from that more adult perspective, we now get it from and Jenna Ortega, chef's kiss.
I didn't realize just how tiny Jenna Ortega is, because everyone else, because it's been a couple of years, in real time, not in Nevermore time.
Yeah,
Nevermore time it's the following year, but everyone else looks like they had that summer growth spurt. I mean, even Enid is really tall over Wednesday.
Yeah. Shout out real quick to Be More Humble. Thanks for joining us. Saint should be joining us soon. Thanks for tapping in as always.
Yep.
But yeah, go on, Dave.
But yeah, and yeah, she absolutely is still knocking it out of the park as Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, I mean, everyone, I've only seen the first 2 episodes so far, and everyone is perfectly nailing their situation, their role. I mean, Steve Buscemi is just showing off his absolute toolbox of acting. I mean,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Just to make a quick comment, I haven't seen him use this much of the spectrum
Yes.
since Armageddon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's right there. Like, I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got his smarmy comics. He's got his sinister dramatics. He is just absolutely great as the new headmaster of Nevermore Academy, replacing the sadly dearly departed headmistress Weeks,
Yes.
Gwendolyn Christie. But yeah, they do a lot of. The cool thing is that if you take a look at the storytelling of Wednesday, it's a teen drama that's just shifted a little bit in perspective, because you're still dealing with celebrity. You're still dealing with new student syndrome. You're still dealing with the older or younger sibling syndromes and statuses and cliques and everything. And it's just shifted. And the beauty of it is Wednesday comes back next year to Nevermore, and she's a celebrity. The one person
She's the
who
girl
doesn't want, yeah, who doesn't want to be the center of attention is the center of attention. She has stalkers. She has legitimate freshman stalkers.
Oh, that girl's. Hey, let me just tell
Yeah.
you this: when you watch episodes 3 and 4, that little girl is just yes,
Right.
yes. She is the room. Let me say it like this: in my personal opinion, I've seen all 4 episodes. In that little girl, I don't get me wrong. I love Edith. I love her.
Right.
She's a great contrast.
Yes.
To Jenna Ortega's
Wednesday,
Wednesday character, but this girl, that little stalker girl,
It's
oh
Wednesday,
my god,
it's Wednesday without even her minimal boundaries.
exactly. It's Wednesday with the gloves off. It's the only way I can put
Yep.
it. Like, she is just wow.
Yeah.
And so I am highly impressed with how they show it. Like I said, I don't want to give away. Even B More said in the comments they haven't seen the season 2 yet, and you haven't seen it, but I don't want to give it away. But every single character like has their moment, just like they did in season 1. Every single character has their moment, including Morticia. You know, like, yes, like it's worth the watch. If you have Netflix already, it's 100% worth the watch.
Yeah.
So
and Bianca the Siren, geez, just going off the sympathy that she had going into the end of season 1, when you find out about her toxic relationship with her mom.
Yep.
And now she's finding out that people that she should trust just want her for the same thing. And she's having her future completely threatened. I mean, it's just so much just feeling for that girl now.
Well, I will say this: by the end of episode 4, I kind of felt for the Hive too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But like they do some very interesting things with all of the characters.
Oh yeah.
You know, and like I said, and even you have a moment with Morticia and Gomez in episode, I think it's 3. I don't care what anyone says. I am completely loving what's his name?
Luis Guzman, and
his portrayal
Catherine Zeta-Jones. They are the prototypical Morticia and Gomez as depicted by Charles Adams.
Yes, like, and I just, don't get me wrong, I love me some John Austin.
John Austin, yeah.
John Austin, he is, but that's that's more nostalgia, because that's the
right.
That's the Gomez I grew up on.
Right, and R.I.P. to Raul Julia as always.
He was great in the movies. 100%, yeah.
Raul Julia and John Astin brought the romance, the romantic charm, the hopelessly devoted romance.
Yes.
But with Luis Guzman, no offense to the dude, but
his Gomez feels a little smart.
Gomez is not supposed to be a handsome guy or even an average guy.
That's what makes
He
the relationship between him and
he
Morticia.
gets Morticia on the strength of his passion for her, and that just comes out so much more in the relationship between Guzman and Zeta Jones.
It took me a minute to remember that was Catherine Zeta-Jones because it had been so long since I watched season 1. I was like,
yeah,
"Oh, she looks so familiar. Who is this?" That
yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yep.
Lots of new characters in there. They're going to be regular for the season. Billy Piper as the music teacher.
Yeah, she's interesting.
Yeah. And then Christopher Lloyd as the head in the jar teacher, the curmudgeonly head in the jar teacher. It's the role he's been, training for. He is absolutely fantastic. But I'm glad that they brought back the female deputy, and then now she's the sheriff of Jericho, and she kind of has a better relationship with Wednesday than what Gilpin had. She realizes that, okay, I can't just cover up this outcast shit, okay? And Wednesday is really the only outcast who is an expert willing to work with us to help protect everyone, normie and outcast. And so I like that change in there. Fondi Newton as the lead psychiatrist at the mental facility. I haven't seen much of her, but when Wednesday goes to the psychiatric and the hospital administrator is all like, "Oh yes, Dr. Fairburn is wonderful. She wrote the book on outcast psychology." Is she an outcast herself? Well, no, but what does that matter? It's like a vegetarian writing a book about cannibalism.
Exactly. Oh man, yeah, the one-liners are amazing in there.
They are great.
Without giving away too much yet, check it out. Go ahead, Dave. What was that?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, check it out. There's 4 episodes now. The next 4 episodes don't drop until September 3rd or September 6th, somewhere around there.
September 3rd. Yeah.
September 3rd.
I was looking it up because the wife is refusing to watch until everything is available to be binged.
Oh, see, I don't know. I say it like this. It's funny that you brought that up because I actually have been trying to train my daughter. That's why we do our every Tuesday thing. Mm-hmm. Is I've been trying to train my daughter of how to we wait for the next episode. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we could watch the entire series right now and sit here for 6 hours and watch the whole thing. But why do that when you can stop here in anticipation of what's coming? Yeah, exactly. and so I've been
the fun of speculation and the fun of trying to guess what's coming next, and it's the anticipation.
Yeah, 100%. So, all right.
One last thing on Wednesday. The teen drama in there is really excellent with Enid having ghosted her Gorgon boyfriend Ajax, and Ajax just not understanding it, and
I will just tell you that
it's a teen relationship where it's like, dude, she's not into you, move on.
Well, no. Well, the whole thing about it is at the end of season 1, they were together.
Yeah,
they were supposed to be being together, and then she
exactly.
went off with the pack for the summer and came back.
And found someone that she felt more compatible to.
Right, and they grew apart, and she just didn't know how. Like, it's a whole thing.
She didn't know how to. Yeah, she didn't know how to say it to him because she didn't want to hurt him, not realizing that her ghosting him and expecting him to just move on is hurting him more. Yep. I mean, that's straight up.
I'll just tell you this. They do bring resolution to that before the end of the episode.
Good.
But they do bring resolution to that. I think the second 4 episodes are going to be really, really, really interesting. And a lot of it's going to do, let me see, did the whole storyline with Pugsley already start by episode 2?
Yeah. That was
the one where he wakes up the kid under the tree?
Yep.
Okay, I think that's going to play a much bigger part in the second part.
Of course.
You'll see why, because they kind of build it up in episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as Pugly and Eugene are roommates in there, Eugene's talking about how he's expanded his power to where he can control all bugs now, and he's got his terrariums all set up, and Pugsley's just kind of looking at us like, "Ooh, midnight snacks!" Like, oh, this is not going to end well as a relationship.
Well, the one thing I do love about Pugsley is they gave him Fester's power.
Oh yeah,
That's awesome. Like the fact that they gave, and then okay, so this isn't giving too big of a spoiler because this basically happens at the open of episode 1.
yeah.
But when they're driving in the thing and they're taking them to Nevermore, and she's like, yeah, hit the O in that stop sign, or else I'm gonna eject you from this car.
Sorry, yeah. Hit the O dead center.
Yeah, and what had me dying was Pugsley going, like Pugsley sitting there like, nah, she really would. Like,
Yep.
let me go ahead and do this. But yes, that's another amazing part about it.
Oh, Pugsley's always had difficulty with aim, even with his first grenade launcher. Lurch knows that, don't you, Lurch? And by the way, that's now Lurch is now being played by Jonas, and I always screw up his name, the actor who is Chewbacca now in Star Wars.
Oh, really? Right on. On. All right, so we're gonna stop the. We'll bring him in for the last part of it. The man with the master plan, the man that brings some spice to what might be spiceless. We're talking about the one and only Saint. Welcome to the show, bro.
The spice must flow.
The spice must flow, man. The spice must flow.
Okay. So, tell you what, how about you two go on to the next pop culture subject on the list since we're done with Wednesday?
Yeah.
And I have not seen, I haven't completed season 1 of Twisted Metal.
Oh, you're fired, bro.
Oh, bro.
Look, listen.
All right,
I know.
so, yeah.
Listen.
I know.
Listen. Roxy pulled it out the first stop. She was like, oh, wait a minute. Today's the first Wednesday. Bam. Watched all 4 episodes.
Yep.
Watched for and was like, and was pissed off, was like, September 3rd. Man, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, yeah. Because Wednesday, it's like, she gives 0 fucks.
And that's the best thing about her, 100%.
And that is the entire thing, bro. Like,
Yep.
what the hell, man? But hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Yep.
I'll say, yeah. See, I'm more. I understand people who want to binge, because even B More in the comments said that she prefers to binge. I'm more about the anticipation.
Say it.
For those of you who get that, you get that. If you don't, I understand.
The anticipation.
I'll say.
Here, sir.
I'll say no. That was a Rocky Horror reference. I'll say Tim Curry, best actor.
Yes,
Anyway.
Tim Curry. I can see you shivering with Antissa. And then the audience is supposed to reply by shouting at the screen, "Say it! Say it!" Patient.
Yes. Oh, anyway. So
yeah.
I'm more about that. But I get wanting to binge, because don't get me wrong, I'm glad I can binge. Yeah, rip to Tim Curry. Well, I'll say I'm happy that I can binge shows like Interview with a Vampire, because it definitely leaves me wanting to know what's coming next. So like I get it. Like, but like I said, there are certain shows that I'm good with.
Yeah, I mean, even my ADHD brain, like, I broke up. I didn't get to the final match of SummerSlam until like Tuesday, and then I broke up Monday Night Raw into like 3 blocks on Friday and Saturday to watch through. So it's like, okay, I'm just going to pause before this match. I'm going to go and do something else I need to do, and that. So yeah. So it's
just the way the brain works.
It's the way my brain works. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
all right. So Dave requested it, so I'm gonna give it to him. That is Twisted Metal. Episodes 1 through 3.
I am going to step out and let you two gents talk about Twisted Metal 1 through 3, and I swear I will be up to speed on the show for next week.
Fair enough. All right, bro.
All right.
All right. So,
What the
Twisted
fuck?
Metal, bro.
Okay,
Twisted Metal.
look.
Like, yeah, let's get to this.
Okay, look. Season 2 kicked it off. All right, Season 2 kicked it off with the players, and because I play, because I play hardcore Twisted Metal. Okay,
Yeah.
and when I say they gave this TV show the fan service, because when I saw Axel rolled up with the arms and everything, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh shit.
Oh, that was
Him
my shit right
and
there.
Fucking Mr. Grimm. Mr. Grimm is that dude. Mr. Grimm.
They had me
is that
dying,
dude.
but they had me dying specifically with Axel, specifically because of the one scene after they killed the dude that made him or whatever, and that dude said, yeah, we just killed him, right? And he's like, I ain't like that anyway. It just rolled off like, you good? I was just like, oh hell no, dude. And yeah, I love that. I still love the dynamic between Anthony Mackie and I can't think of the other actress's name, but the one that plays his girlfriend. I still loving the dynamic between them. I guess it's just, I don't know if this is true to the game or not, but the whole thing about him, his sister, and all of that, like that girl being his sister and all.
Well,
like,
that part, there is a degree to that, because in the game Twisted Metal Black, I know there was a relation between Dollface and John Doe, who drives Roadkill, but in the car Shrapnel, I know Mr. Grimm and Axel.
yeah.
And then
Stephanie
I thought I
Beatrice
saw
is the
Hawk.
name. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, B More. Thank you. Yeah, but no, like, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say this with my whole chest as a grown man. I am in love with what they're doing with Sweet Tooth. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of the character in the game, but the more I watch this show, I become, and it's not just because one of my favorite wrestlers of all time is actually behind the mask, and one of my favorite actors of all time, or not of all time, but one of my favorite actors of recently does the voice. It's not just that. It's the thought process that Sweet Tooth basically is killing killers on the way to this tournament simply because everybody keeps saying that somebody else is the best killer of all time and the most dangerous guy. That had me dying, dude. He's like, who's Big Baby?
Sweet Tooth. I mean, Sweet Tooth is primarily the face of the Twisted Metal games, but it's like he's totally psychopathic. Like he is out there. But the one thing I am loving about this show, and it is almost true, to the game. There's a couple of things that are off. I mean, Calypso, and the One Wish, and Trust and Believe You.
So
Me
that's
and the
actually
Wishes.
from the game then.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
the whole tournament is to wipe each other. Is to pretty much wipe each other out, and they usually take him in in places around the world in the game. Favorite is Twisted Metal 2, but once you wipe everybody out, you grant his wish. His wish is granted, but you got to be careful on how you word it, dude, because he will. It's the we're talking about Montreal screw job,
Dang.
screw job type shit. So yeah.
I did like the fact that when they showed John training, like, so the Twisted Metal game actually exists within the Twisted Metal universe. That was pretty dope. Like, I was like, Yeah, I was like, all right, that's pretty tight.
That was funny because that's actually, I think that was Twisted Metal too. If
So
I'm
yeah,
not
it was that was on.
mistaken.
Yeah, it was two that was on there. Yeah,
Yeah, so
and
yeah, that was good.
I will have to say this: if they keep this up, this will 100%. This season will be just as well received as last, without a doubt. Like they are doing, they're making all the right moves, and
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
wait till they get to the actual battle, because the battle at the end of season one was epic. So I can't
Oh
wait
no,
to
that
see what
had.
they do
Oh,
with this.
listen. No, that battle, that was nothing. When
Yeah.
they start getting into the actual specifics of just like going at each other, because it was like the one thing that was really cool when he was talking about. I don't know if did you seen the other episodes, right?
I've seen all the episodes. Well, I've seen all
Okay,
except for
so
episode 4. I haven't watched that.
okay, yeah, like I love the fact that they had the actual arsenal in that game because the ghost missiles.
Uh,
They had the thing is this thing they have ghost missiles and they talked about that and I was
uh,
like, oh yeah, this
it's gonna
whole
be on.
fucking game is yeah, because that's something that I use in Twisted Metal 2 with a car called Spectre, and he'll he'll hit a target, but no matter where it goes, no matter how the missile shoots, if you're headed for that target, it'll like go through the ground, it'll cut through walls. It's a
It do
ghost
whatever
missile.
it's
It'll
got to do. Yeah.
fuck you up, bro.
Damn. All right. All right. Definitely gonna. I can't wait to see how they gonna do that. Like the
Yeah,
special effects on that bad boy are gonna be off the hook.
yeah.
So, all right. So that will, for right now, close us out. We'll be talking more about Twisted Metal coming up, and we will be talking more about this show. I don't know if Loon Scar is listening or not, but if he is and he wants to tap in, feel free. We're gonna move over to the Eyes of Wakanda.
Okay. I
Uh,
saw 2 episodes. Two.
okay. So here's one of the key things that I love about it. We can just discuss the first 2 episodes. I've actually seen everything through episode 4, and it only gets better. So basically, the episode that you saw was the Nani episode, where they
The
revealed
first one.
Nani. Yeah, where they made her a war dog, and then you saw the Achilles episode, right?
Yes.
The Trojan War episode. Okay.
Yeah.
So that should kind of give you an idea of where they're going with Eyes of Wakanda. And I love the fact, because this is the one story that we have not been told, and that is the story of the War Dogs. The War Dogs were first introduced to us in the original Black Panther movie. I was telling my daughter this the other day. I was like, if you remember, Killmonger's father was a war dog, and war dogs are mentioned in Wakanda Forever, but in the second one, but they don't touch on them that much. So Eyes of Wakanda is now giving us a direct eye into how people end up becoming war dogs, and what the war dogs were, what some of the war dogs were out there doing. And I'm just loving the storytelling. I'm 100% loving the storytelling. So what were your thoughts on those first 2
I'm
episodes?
I'm I'm actually enjoying the animation and the just the whole ambiance
Yeah,
is just great, and considering how real history gets into with the Trojans war story,
yeah.
shit, man, whatever, bro,
Like they
whatever.
are straight up tying direct his events in history to to Wakanda in various different ways, showing how Wakanda has. And here's what I like: the War Dog's job is basically to make sure that the power. It seems like the War Dog's job is to make sure that the powers of Wakanda, stuff like vibranium, doesn't end up in the hands of average people, because the destructive power of it can literally cause a lot more damage. And bro, when you get to episode 4, trust me, they put a whole different spin on it, and they actually bring
Really?
it back. Yeah, they actually tie it into the first Black Panther movie. You'll see. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Uh,
okay,
yeah,
I'm game. I'm game.
and back from his hiatus is the one and only Rune Scryer. Welcome, sir.
Me? Yep.
All right. So yeah, we were just talking Eyes of Wakanda, and the first couple of episodes and what they're doing kind of with the War Dogs and how they're tying everything in.
That's
to
another show that I need to start watching. So
okay. Well, we'll get you there. We'll get you there.
I'll be there, yeah.
Well, I'll say, because there's a few episodes that are coming out, so we'll be talking Eyes of Wakanda. There'll be time to catch up, because we'll be talking Eyes of Wakanda for a while. They come out kind of like the new episodes of Twisted Metal and all of that. They're dropping them 1 or 2 every week. So there's time to catch up. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get to just some basic pop culture stories here. Dave, you were the one that sent us this story, so why don't you take us on it? The U.S. team clad in game characters wins the World Cosplay Summit in Japan.
Yes. So now I know what you guys are thinking, but yes, there is a World Cosplay Summit, which is where the best in the world bring their cosplay to Japan in there. And this was in Nagoya. That happened, let's see, Sunday, August 3rd. So, so a bunch of Americans beat not only the rest of the world, but Japan on Japan's home turf with characters from video games and anime.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. USA.
41 countries and regions were represented. No, all sorts of different ones. Like one team member was dressed as a character from Fire Emblem Engage and got the first prize.
Nice.
Let's see. This is the 23rd time it's been held. Let's see, animation like Howl's Moving Castle and Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah. So not so much detail. This is coming from Japan's newspaper, the Mainichi.
Okay.
So I think that, it's kind of like how newspapers just kind of say, yeah, some other country took first place at the World Baseball Classic over in the United States. So yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't think the U.S. has won, but maybe 1 year in the 15 years that they've been doing the World Baseball Classic. To be honest with you, like as a preseason thing, I think the U.S. has only won like one. Most of your best baseball players come from the Dominican Republic, overseas,
Puerto Rico,
like other places. So those are the ones that are winning it every year. Korea, Japan, like they have very strong baseball programs.
Oh, speaking of Japanese baseball, the kid on the Dodgers, the newest one.
Which one? Shohei Ohtani?
No. Yeah, Ohtani. Ohtani has just tied Babe Ruth's records for equal number of games played for ERA. He's got one more home run at 455 games than Ruth had at that point in his career, and tied for ERA, innings pitched, and all the rest of the comparable stats. So, yeah.
I always have issues with comparing eras when it comes to statistics.
True. Yeah.
Almost every major sport is played slightly differently now than it was back then.
Yeah, I mean,
so and it is reflective in the sports.
I mean, nobody's ever going to be able to replicate Christy Mathewson's performance in the World Series, where he shut out the Oakland A's or the Athletics 3 times in a single World Series, including 3 no-hitters in one complete shutout game.
Okay.
Sure, so, and yes, and Tech Tinker. Steroids are a lot different now. Now they're on HGH instead of steroids.
Yeah.
No, and
right.
You know what though? There is one thing I wanted to shout. I can't remember the player's name, but I think it was a a 70-yard field goal.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. We're going to be talking about that tonight. The kid, the
Yeah.
kicker from the Jaguars, hit a 70-yarder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really count. It won't count. It will count as the longest NFL
But
field
not during
goal,
the
but it
regular
won't
season.
because it's not during the regular
I
season.
know
Right, right.
that's some fuckery, bro. But he still got it.
Yeah,
To me, it
that's-
doesn't matter. 70 yards.
Yep.
That's bad. That's like
That's
Janikowski
huge.
records and shit.
Well, that's longer than anything Janikowski's hit in his career.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like I think his career high was 56.
I agree.
Yep.
But all right. So next subject up, Star Wars Starfighter. Which, by the way, Starfighter is a movie. I'm just going to shout it out that they don't need to do a sequel to, but I wouldn't mind a remake being done with updated graphics. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, it was Starfighter, yeah, with Lou Gossett Jr. Yeah, bring that movie back.
Lou Gossett Jr., that's Enemy
that
Mine.
wasn't. Yeah, I'm about to.
That's
sit
what?
there and go with.
That's Enemy Mine.
No. This was a Star movie where it was about a video game, and the kid played the video game.
Yeah, that's
and
the
Lou
last
Gossett Jr. was-
Starfighter. That's the
Starfighter.
last
That's
Starfighter.
what.
Yeah,
Last
no.
Starfighter. That's the name.
Yeah, Lou
Yeah.
Gossett
Okay.
Jr. was not in that.
Then who was the black guy in it?
There was no black guy in it.
The last Starfighter?
Nope.
No, Lou Gossett Jr.
You're talking.
wasn't
You're
in
talking
the
about.
Starfighter.
You're talking about the Captain. What do we do? We die. Yes, but there is a sequel that's been brewing for a hot minute that they're going to be working on. Yeah, all the CGI, the first CGI animation for the space fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was Vernon Washington is the guy I'm thinking of. 'Cause I'm like,
Okay.
there was a black guy in that movie. I remember him. And he was one of the Starfighter dudes. But yes, and I didn't know Will
Okay.
Wheaton was in that movie. That's amazing.
yeah.
So yes, yeah, Last Starfighter. Anyway,
I
just
thought you were
wanted to
talking about like some prominent role in there. So
No. I was just talking about the black guy that I saw in the
Yeah,
movie. But I thought
we're on the same page here now. But yes,
I thought it was Lou Gossett. That was my bad. He doesn't look anything like Lou Gossett, for those of you.
You said.
But yes, so Star Wars Starfighter, Matt Smith lands villain role in new Lucasfilm pick starring Ryan Gosling.
yep.
I have no clue who either one of those are.
Okay, you
I
said
know
Matt
Ryan
Smith?
Gosling. Yeah, Matt Smith.
Okay, Matt Smith is technically his biggest role.
He's the doctor
today
after
is
Henry.
is the 11th, the Doctor. But
Yeah.
he is also
whatever,
right
yeah.
now in the House of Dragon, which is the prequel to
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Okay, see, I don't watch anything.
Yep. So let's see. And who do we have?
That's what's coming up. You ready to-
No list in there. Let me take a look at IMDb real quick, because I know there's someone else that got attached to it also. But yes, this is.
How about for the original, bro?
It was first going to be a film by Patty Jenkins, and then that collapsed, and then it got revived with. Hold on. Okay, got revived with Sean Levy,
Sean Levy. Okay.
aka Deadpool versus Wolverine, as the director.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Hold
What's
tight for
up?
a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, and yes, so far the three listed cast members on the film are Ryan Gosling in the lead, Matt Smith, and Mia Goth.
Yeah, God, no clue who she is.
She has been in, the X horror franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, so she has been in two of those, playing Maxine and Pearl
Okay.
in there. And so she's been in all three of the X films.
Okay.
Trying to look in something else. she's done a lot of indie films in there, but she's, you know, definitely she's a looker. Look her up.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to her, and we'll talk more about that as we hear more about it, right?
Yep.
All right. So then we'll move on to the subject that Dave was hinting at earlier. And that is Dave Bautista will now be facing off with Henry Cavill in the new Highlander series that will
the Highlander reboot. Yes.
Yes.
And he will be playing Kurgan.
Nice.
Yes. Happy Halloween, ladies.
Gotta love me some Dave Bautista.
Can't do Clancy Brown. Saved my life. But there is some fan concern because of Dave Bautista's physical condition right now, because he has literally shrunk. He's still tall, but because he doesn't have to maintain the physical form for Drax, the wrestler physique, he's shrunk down to normal sizes. So there's some concern that he's not going to be physically dominating as Kurgan as Clancy Brown was in the original.
What's Dave Bautista, like 6'6"?
Yeah, but I mean, when you take a look at him, he's like,
he's thinner. I've seen recent pictures of him.
He's way thinner. He's
definitely thinner, but I don't think he's so small that he's going to make 6'6" not still be imposing next to a guy like what Henry Cavill's like 6'3", 6'4", and I know like that's about my height, and I know if you stand a 6'6" guy next to me, he looks imposing.
And also, this isn't like poof. It's going to be filming's going to start next week.
Right. He has time to put on.
He has time to put on a reasonable amount of muscle.
Yeah. And if anybody would know how to put on a reasonable amount of muscles in a decent amount of time, it's a wrestler, I would say, in general. Like, because most of them have been dealing with having to go up in weight. If they've wrestled since high school and college, like they've had to deal with going up in weight class, down in weight class, up in weight class, down in weight class, a bunch. And so he settled into his normal body, and he'll get back in shape if he needs to, however much he needs to. But Dave Bautista's also, y'all got to remember, Dave's damn near in his 60s. Like, Dave's older than us. So, like, he was damn near in his 40s when he was the beast in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, like when he started, he was in his late 20s. So, like, of course, he's not going to be Batista. But he also doesn't want to be Batista anymore. He wants to be Dave.
Yeah.
So, but I can't wait to see. I think him alongside with Henry Cavill is going to make for a great Highlander series.
I think it's going to be really great, too, yeah.
Superman wins versus Batista. But he's not Superman anymore. He'll now be Duncan MacLeod, the Highlander.
No, Connor MacLeod. Duncan MacLeod was from the TV. Same clan, different century.
Oh, it's funny. I've always said I wanted to see Drew McIntyre play Duncan MacLeod. I just think he would be a great replacement. I would love it. I think that he would make a perfect Duncan MacLeod.
That's hilarious.
He will always be Superman. Nah, he will always be Wolverine. I'm just messing with you, Rick. I'm just messing with you, boss.
Henry Cavill, I mean, his Superman was what it was. And that's a whole other geek discussion to have, where there's now so many different portrayals of Superman in the public image that it's like, well, wait a minute, where'd that come from? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing it? And
I give Henry Cavill this. Go ahead. I give Henry Cavill the same respect I give. What's his name? Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
As Batman.
Yep.
Val Kilmer was given a shitty script to work with.
Yep.
And that's not his fault. So I can't say he was bad actor in the movie. I could just say it was a bad movie. Right. Same thing with Henry Cavill.
Yep.
They weren't the Snyderverse were not very good movies, but Henry Cavill himself was an amazing Superman. Yeah. I love the way he portrayed the character.
But two things. That's one of the things I loved about the James Gunn Superman is that it pulls from so many different portrayals of Superman across the spectrum, from comics to TV to animated to everything.
Yes.
And second, I think we can all agree on who the absolute worst Superman is. Not going to name names at this point because it's getting political, but
Oh, Dean Cain.
You
I
saw-
actually,
yeah.
my top three are Reeves, Ruth, and then even though Ruth his was short lived, I can say the third one would be a toss up between Henry Cavill and the current.
And David Cornsweet, yeah.
Yeah. All
Yep.
right. We got the Saint back, so I'm pretty sure with him being a DC fan, he's got something to say about this conversation.
Okay.
But,
what
yeah.
are we?
Well, we went from Dave Bautista into the qualities of Superman throughout the ages.
Yeah, because Randy or Tech Tinkers told us that Henry Cavill will always be Superman, and I said no, he'll always be Wolverine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I will give him the same credit, and hear me out, that I gave to Val Kilmer in the Batman role. Val Kilmer did not play Batman horribly. Val Kilmer was just given a shitty script. Henry Cavill did not play Superman horribly. Zack Snyder was just never the man to direct the Superman.
Yep. Exactly.
So I cannot blame Henry Cavill for the Superman for the fact that his Superman movies are not up there with the best ever. But your thoughts, sir, before we close out this segment or this subject.
Well, I'm always gonna say Christopher Reeve. End of story.
Yeah. I say Christopher Reeves is my one.
Now, I will say it now. With the movie Superman, yeah. But in terms of Superman right now, for me as a whole, is Tyler Hoechlin.
I give him Superman on the small screen for sure. Like there hasn't been a better one.
I'm just talking about for me overall.
Really?
Because
Okay.
because just the simple fact is the way he played it. It's like he really the moral code was like it was always
Right there, yeah.
straight. He didn't have to. He always took a direct path for doing something without any type of violence, or it was like the last resort. He's like the last resort Superman. Like Henry Cavill, like when what you call it snapped his neck. You know, that was kind of a thing. But I mean, he could have just probably like I think he probably could have like just bopped his head in the sand
And actually,
and you know and
yeah, and actually, Zack Snyder himself admitted that he did that scene, the Superman killing Zod scene, just as a pure transgressive act. If you're going to tell me that Superman doesn't kill, of course I'm going to have Superman kill.
And that's why he never should have been handed that movie.
Yeah.
That movie should have stayed in the hands of who? No, sorry, I'm thinking the wrong movie. It was Superman, the one with Brandon Routh. What was that? Superman Returns.
Yeah.
That was the one that Kevin Smith originally held.
Yeah.
On the other people.
Yeah. Bryan Singer.
Yeah. I wish Kevin Smith had actually done that movie, and we would have saw earlier got to see a Superman movie done right before James Gunn. All right. So
you're watching the Cheap Pop podcast. We have opinions.
Yes, we do. Let's see. All right, guys. So the last subject, Dave, you'll have to fill us in on.
So this is coming from the board game world. There's a company called Devir, who have won many prestigious awards in the board game industry, mostly from Europe, because Europe is where board gaming is very popular. It's not like in America where, okay, Monopoly, Life, what else do we have? And that's basically it, the general public's exposure to board games. It is a very popular industry in Europe. But Devir put out a solo or 2-player game. It's 2-player if you go cooperative,
Okay.
and there's rules for it. But they put out a game called the Ace of Spades, which is a Western fantasy crossover game
I
where,
think I've seen that before.
yeah, you're trying to defeat this necromancer, and you defeat him by having the best poker hands.
Okay.
So the problem, though, is that there's some, let's just call it questionable artwork on 2 of the character cards. The Slave and the Hunter.
Okay.
Because this is supposed to be, it's Western themed, it's post-World War, it's post-Civil War. So, yeah. The Slave, the art depicting the Slave character is some straight up Mandingo shit.
Wow, that's
And
I don't know what to say. I would
and
definitely have
the
to like.
hunter is white dude with a whip that's blazing.
Okay, yeah. See, we need. We need.
Yeah,
I need evidence. I
yeah.
need.
I will show you. Just make sure you're sitting down. Don't have anything breakable when I send you the
Well,
pics.
no, I mean,
Um,
there's
but
certain things I get offended
now,
easily, but
to their
I'm not
credit,
gonna turn to violence.
when it was pointed out how incre- incredibly insensitive, if not outright racist, the art was on those 2 cards, DeVere said, right, and they pulled all their stock off the shelves. They did a full-on recall, and they are reworking the art on those cards before they reissue the game. And people who already have bought the game are going to get free cards in the mail. This is not a easy or cheap process, but full credit to them for
taking accountability
taking accountability. Now, what complicates this is that they did not have a I guess they're called culture coordinators now,
Uh,
which most games have on staff to run by and just say, so you think this is racist?
or do you think this is going to
Okay.
offend people?
Yeah, you think this is going to offend people? Is this problematic? Should we really go with this? And they did on a couple of games that they had purchased or that they had created involving medieval Japan, but they did not have one for the development of this game, Ace of Spades. So,
Yeah, as long as they're pulling back and making a correction,
yeah,
like that's part of what matters. And then what
right.
do they say? And I'm sorry only means something if there's changed behavior. So we better
Right.
not ever see anything like this come from them again.
Right.
And then all can be forgiven over time.
And yeah, also Maya Angelou's do good until you know better, then you can do better.
Right. So, all right. So that will close us out for Pop Culture Corner. We're going to put you guys on blast again with this pop culture quiz question. Answer in the comments if you know the answer. Which celebrity couple famously broke up in 2020 after a decade-long relationship, leading to speculation and tabloid coverage? Gentlemen, care to take a shot at the answer?
How many you want me to list in the time we have left for the segment? I'm
Just
going
give me one.
I'm going with Brangelina.
Kari or Saint?
I was gonna say Jen and Ben Affleck.
Both are great answers. Only one of them is right. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie broke up in 2020 after a decade-long relationship and causing tabloids and everybody to go crazy.
Okay. So, yeah.
Something with Tay Tay. No. We don't talk about Taylor Swift on this show. Taylor Swift does not exist in the cheap pop universe. Just remember that. All right, guys. So coming up after the break, as usual, we're going to go on ahead and lay the smackdown, talking SummerSlam Night 2 and the big return we had at the end of that and how much controversy that has caused. And we will also be discussing Tech Tinker's favorite segment, the video game segment. We'll have a couple of video game segments before we close this out. We'll also be touching on Raw and SmackDown after SummerSlam as well. So be sure to keep with us. We're going to take a 5-minute break, as Dave Chappelle would say. We will be back with more cheap pop for you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So be sure to stay with us. Y'all have a great day. Peace. That's the next.
This is now versus then. This is now versus then. Get on your mark, let's go. This is now versus then. Burning up your radio, still turning up the heat with Poetic on the flow. Got you moving to the beats with the Saint as your host. Shout out the collective, hold it down, we gon' clown, that's the lesson. Where Generation X meets Generation Next, with them bangers from the east to the south to the west. Yeah, this how we do it in Sacktown. Slide to the studio, yup, it goes down. Everybody fall through. These beats gon' pound, waking the game up, told you it goes down. And this is only the intro. Turn the mics on, shout out to my kinfolk. Where you at, y'all? Let's get this started. Turn down for what we about to start the party. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is now versus then. This is now versus then. This is now versus then. This is now versus then.
So we're going to get to talking some NBA free agency. The Dolphins trade Jalen Ramsey. Anyway, so we'll start out with
they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty distorted. Yeah, come on. Searching for yourself, so insecure about the way you look, so you go to Miami. You can't find the love within yourself.
I didn't mean to bring all of us back until we were all back, but Dave's settling in, as you saw. So there we go. Sorry, I had to eat, man. Yeah. I want to say I had to get up my stuff and eat. All right, so
Hey, shit happens, man.
what's up, y'all? How we doing? How we doing? All right, so we are all back again. This time, like I said, to talk about big sweaty men getting in the ring in tiny little shorts and grabbing on each other. I know it doesn't sound right, but we all watched it throughout many years, and it's known as professional wrestling. And that is going to lead us to that's right, SmackDown Alley, where we still have one more pop culture quiz question. That's right. We got another one for you guys here. This one's going to be interesting because I'm pretty sure Saint should know this. And if he doesn't, it's going to be interesting. What is the name of the Olympic sprinter who famously competed in the 1936 Berlin Olympics, breaking records and defying Hitler's notion of Aryan supremacy? Save your answers for the end of the segment, gentlemen. We're going to get to some wrestling.
Can I say the wrong answer? Oh.
All right, so we're going to open up with what closed last weekend, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it on the last show, but we will now. And that is SummerSlam Night 2.
Yeah.
The epic. Well, actually, no, he wasn't on the card. But anyway, he wasn't though. LA Knight wasn't on the card. Yeah.
No.
Hey, anyway, we saw on night one, of course, Jelly Roll, Randy Orton. We saw all of the matches with Charlotte Flair and the tag team championships, and Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. We talked about all of that. Punk defeating Gunther, and then Rollins coming out and defeating Punk. So you had to ask yourself, what exactly was WWE going to do to top that for night 2? Because as we all know with WWE, it's all about topping what happened last night.
Yep.
Right? So we opened up this one with had to be one of the best triple threat matches I've seen in an extremely long time. And although it was the winner I wanted, it was still an unexpected winner. And that is Naomi retaining her women's championship against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in a triple threat match. That was amazing. So, gentlemen, your thoughts on the three women giving us one of the best matches of the whole weekend?
Well, in the words of Jim Ross, it was a slobber knocker, and especially for the women. Naomi, I have to admit that she is still a piece of work, and Rhea Ripley pretty much, had the work cut out for her. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. And Io Sky with the, I'm good. That's what's up. But no, that was a really good, excellent match. I was well in tune to it. You know,
Yep.
Rhea Ripley was just, you know, she was just that chick. You know,
Yep.
but at the end of the day, Naomi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Naomi's still not my favorite on the ladies roster, but I will give her props and her flowers for what she did, and also for the fact that she got to come out to her main event SummerSlam moment being played out by her dad on guitar.
Didn't even know that man played guitar until SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Like, but that is
and
amazing.
he is a fantastic session musician.
You know?
And that was just,
Bravo.
bravo to her. I ain't even mad.
That had to be a dream of hers that was fulfilled.
Exactly.
Not in the sense of
Yeah.
like, oh my God, as a kid. I mean, like literally, she went to WWE and was like, look, my pops can play my intro, like, and make it sound exactly like it is. Like, can y'all let him do this for me just once? And this was that moment where Triple H was like, call your dad.
Yep.
Make this shit happen.
Yep.
You know, and yes, 100%, even added to the atmosphere. Maybe that should have been my clue that she was going to win. They normally only really give the special entrances to the people who are going to win. So
I don't know. Did Punk win his match last year when
Seth Rollins had
when
Living Color played him in? Yes,
Yeah.
but Seth Rollins had a bigger. If you remember, Seth Rollins had a bigger entrance into that match.
Probably, yeah.
Like with him coming out with the flamethrower and spitting it all over the place. Yeah, saying Seth Rollins. I like Living Color, but that's not the first time Living Color is played in Punk.
Of course not. Yeah.
Like, it was just done specifically.
They're tight.
For that
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Right.
so that was a great open, and then we had the Wyatt Six retain their WWE Tag Team titles after damn near killing every other person in the tag team division and Candice LeRae.
That was. I'm sorry. To me, that really was funny.
Yeah,
Even though I feel that she shouldn't have got her ass in there. You know.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I'll put it to you like this: I'm pretty sure Candice LeRae has taken worse bumps. Like legit. Like I'm pretty sure she's taking worse bumps. That just looked really bad.
Yeah. Candice.
I mean, she did take some bumps, but
they put a ladder bridging the ring and the announcer table, and Candice took that bump to fall through the ladder in there. It
from
wasn't
the top of a 16-foot ladder herself.
Yeah.
So effectively, she was about 20-something feet off the ground when she came off that ladder in the ring and fell through that ladder at the side of the ring.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
But amazing. But it seemed like there was a sequence in the match in which it felt like everybody was intentionally like they went from post to post to post on the ring, all four posts, with somebody flying off the top of the thing through somebody on a table.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh look, this is so and so going through the two members of DIY. Okay, look, now it's somebody else going through Angelo Dawkins. Now it's somebody else going. It's like how many people need to die in this match before it's over with?
Yeah. It was let the bodies hit the floor.
Yes. And I'll put it to you like this. It was upping the ante from the original TLC match between Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, and the Hardys, which took tag team wrestling to kind of like that next level. This was supposed to be upping the ante from that. Now, instead of having 3 tag teams, you have 6, and there's bodies just flying everywhere. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I love this match, and I've loved a lot of matches. I love the Triple Threat TLC match that they had with SmackDown a few months back, right after WrestleMania. I love that match. I love these matches. But my problem is with the upping the ante. Yeah. I think it could have been just as epic of a match if you'd have taken 3 out of those 6 teams and put them in this match.
Because continually upping the ante to top your last performance, you're eventually going to reach a point where the safety of the performers is going to come down to below the spectacle of upping the ante.
Yes.
And I mean, this isn't, now don't get me wrong, this is not the Vince Mac era of pro wrestling. I don't think we're going to ever have a repeat of the Owen Hart tragedy.
Oh, no. I don't think they'd ever let wrestlers be suspended from fucking whatchamacallits like that and to go into the ring. I think Shawn Michaels was the last one to do that.
Yeah, but even more, I don't think that they're going to outweigh the safety checks to increase the spectacle. But you're still going to get to that point where accidents can happen.
Well, even beyond
a slip or a misstep can lead to serious injuries. Like, Triple H tearing his quads live in that show.
Well, that was something that.
But it wasn't an especially dangerous move. That was a shit happens event.
Right. That was just shit happens.
And, what I'm saying is that you're going to get to the point where the spectacle is so high that when that shit does happen, you're going to get a serious injury or possibly even a performer death.
And here's where I say this is where it's not the Vinnie Mac era. Like, Triple H isn't going to. This match was done in such a way that all the wrestlers were safe. Yeah, people are bumped up because bumps are real, people.
Oh yeah.
Like when somebody hits the ground, they genuinely hit the ground. So it's gonna leave bumps and bruises. But I don't think we'll ever up the ante to the level anymore where it will come close to costing talent their lives. I think Triple H being a talent is one of the things where it will prevent things like that from happening. Because when those ideas come up that are like, okay, this could get somebody killed, Triple H is probably the first to say, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate the fact that you want to do something, figure out a way to do it in a lot safer of a way. And I understand you want shock value, but I'm not going to let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is at a point in WWE where the talent really does work with their producer to determine what the results of the match are. But Triple H has final say before that match goes ahead and goes out there. Now, once out there, if the athletes themselves decide to try something crazy that gets one of them hurt, that's something different. But they're not going to go into a match looking to do a spot that could potentially kill a talent, even though most of what they do could potentially kill them. Big E is Big E didn't get hurt on some big spectacular spot that might have killed or that might have hurt most people. He got hurt on a simple German belly to side suplex. You know what I'm saying? Like it just happened to land wrong, and he crushed a couple of bones in his neck.
Yeah. It's literally a matter of inches.
Yes. And so I don't think that Triple H will ever put them in as much fun as they had. I think what I mean by upping the ante is you went from 3 teams to 6 teams. I think you get to a point where I'm coming from, where it's not necessarily that having more people becomes more dangerous. It's that having more people makes it more frustrating for the audience, live and on video, and watching from home. There's too much to be paying attention to. Like, you're watching somebody do this crazy flip and go through a table onto somebody on this side of the thing, but you're missing another amazing move that's happening on the other side of the ring. You know, and so
and here I completely agree with you on this point. And here is what my suggestion to WWE would be. Film with multiple cameramen, with some of them dedicated just to the action on one performer or one tag team. Yeah. And then in post, when you release it on DVD or release it through streaming, it's a special edition so that you can see what happens by following, like the Wyatt Six, or following Fraxian, or whatever. So that way you won't miss. And then you can also watch stuff that you might have missed because you were focused, because the camera was focused on the overall action.
That's a viable solution. That's a viable solution. Saint,
And
I'll
it's
let you
also
give your,
and it's also
What?
potentially more money making. You know, you're not just selling one DVD of the SummerSlam event, you're selling 6 DVDs.
I think that we'll discuss this in a little bit. I think there's a limitation to what people will pay for, like with
Yeah,
WWE,
I
and I
know.
think WWE has reached that and had to reel back because they realized there's only so much people will pay for. But so we can get the whole card in. Saint, you want to give us your quick thoughts on that 6-man tag, or sorry, not 6-man tag, but 6-team ladder match. Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on. You're on mute. There you go. It won't let me on there.
Yeah. Okay, so look, as far as I'm concerned, there were great matches, and then there were great matches. Okay, what we got is what we got, but it was ass kicking fiestas on so many levels. Dexter Loomis had a good look. Montez Ford does his thing, but you know what? What was surprising to me was Angelo Dawkins. I mean, that motherfucker was like, like he was beasting.
You know, yep.
Alex Shelley and Chris, listen, the Motor City Machine Guns always work in tandem, and when I tell you those guys work it out, they work it out. But what was really killer was fucking Ray Phoenix.
Oh, and
Friday.
yeah,
Woo!
he was killing it. So
They
was
were like when he got up there to snatch those belts down without the assistance of a ladder, get the fuck out of here, bro. He could have snatched them shits down and been like, oh yeah.
How about that spear? Who was it? Gargano was hanging from the belts, and someone tried to spear from the top of the ladder.
Yeah, they tried to. They set up like they were going to recreate the infamous spot from the original TLC match where Jeff Hardy is hanging off the belts, and then Edge spears him off the belts, and they both collapse to the floor. Only difference is Tommaso Ciampa was the one that was holding on to the belts, and he just went on ahead and lifted himself up, and dude went flying by and just fell on the ground.
Yep.
He's like, not needed, not today, man, not today, sir, not today. All right, so we'll close with the tag team match there. Unfortunately, this next match left us all a little brokenhearted, as the Raven Queen herself, Miss Lyra Valkyria, lost her match and is no longer allowed to challenge for the IC title as long as Becky Lynch is the champion.
Yep.
That was a brutal match.
That was
a brutal match.
I'll let you guys give your thoughts.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned with that match got a little dark.
Yep.
That match got a little dark. And I don't mean like pitch black. No, that motherfucker was sackcloth black, like you can't see nothing in front of your face. That's how crazy that shit is. That was dark. Like Becky Lynch had to kind of like, she should have probably questioned herself, like, wait a minute, this bitch, oh, wait a minute, hold on now. We're going to get to, I mean, they were both, they're both from Dublin.
Yeah.
So you already know that would have been a Irish, Irish whip-ass contest.
Yeah.
Believe you me, that shit was phenomenal. Man.
Yep.
But it was a dark match.
Yeah.
To be a dark match.
Sadly, of course, Becky wins off of the accidental interference from Bayley.
Yeah.
Which is good from a storytelling standpoint. I'll freely admit that.
Yeah.
But I think it's setting up, and we'll get in when we talk about Raw, the aftermath. It's setting up for another triple threat match.
See, I don't. I think what they did with that was separating Lyra from the title altogether. Because I don't think again, the stipulation states as long as Becky is champ, Lyra doesn't get a shot.
Which I think that Bayley is going to challenge Becky. Well, we'll get into that in Raw.
Yeah.
We'll get into all that.
But like I think what we are leading towards is I think we are probably leading towards Bayley versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania.
No, they announced on Raw that it's going to be Bayley versus Becky Lynch at Clash of Paris.
Okay. Well, what I mean by is the WrestleMania thing is the culmination of the story will take place.
Okay.
We're starting to build right now. We will see culminate in Becky because I think that they'll move Lyra Valkyria. Expect maybe Lyra to win the Royal Rumble, the Women's Rumble next year, and go on to face a world champion. I think the part of this feud was kind of closing off the Intercontinental Champion part of her career and moving her on to the World Championship.
I can see that. And if they're not doing that, I am seeing that Bayley takes the IC title away from Becky, and gives Lyra a chance to win it back as a apology because we'll talk about Lyra and Bayley backstage at Raw. I'm sure when we get to the Raw portion of the segment. But yeah, brutal, hard fight between both the ladies.
Oh yeah, and showing they were not afraid to take it up a level, which is what I loved. Never
mind. I'm wrong. I'll correct myself at Raw.
Okay. All right. So after that match was another great match. I just didn't like the way it ended. I'll be honest with you. But I love the match itself, and that was Solo Sikoa and basically his MFTs taking on Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
And Solo barely beating him by escaping the cage. I did love the spot where Jacob breaks the handcuffs to get himself down. As soon as Tala Tonga was locking him up, I was like, he gonna break the handcuffs. And then sure enough, they go away from Jacob for a little bit, and it's like, Jacob's free. Oh my God. I was like,
if anyone knows how to break a set of standard handcuffs, it's gonna be Jacob Fatu. I know that they rigged the handcuffs to break. Yeah. But I'm just saying, dude's been in a lockup. Okay. I'm sure he's got lots of, how to
experience. But needless to say, Solo Sikoa, I love what they're doing with him right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the tribal chief light. He's just a lot of his mannerisms you can see, not necessarily he took, but are very similar to Roman during the tribal chief run. Like when he's sitting there laughing, he's turning to the side. Yeah, the same thing Roman did. And so, but they're from the same family, so you should expect a lot of similarities.
Oh yeah, and I think that what WWE is doing is very smart.
Yeah.
In that they are taking the bloodline, they're taking the Anoa'i family and the Fatu family, and they're breaking it up into smaller factions that can fight each other rather than just one gigantic Polynesian juggernaut.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there will be a time at some point, probably close to Roman's retirement, where we will see a reformation of the original bloodline with Solo and Sammy and Jimmy and Jay and Roman, and probably they'll be taking on Tala Tonga with Tama Tonga, and with all the names, it's tongue tied. Tama, and
Tala Tonga, Tongaloa.
Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Tala Tonga. Whew, that's a mouthful. Those three, along with probably maybe a faction led by Jacob. You know what I'm saying? I think at some point they drop JC Mateo because he's not actually a member of that family.
Yeah.
He's just kind of an extra dude there. But yeah, I think or a faction, you drop JC, you drop Jeff Cobb and replace him with The Rock. And now you have The Rock leading the Gods of Destruction the God and the Tongan brothers and Tala Tonga up against with Jacob Fatu up against Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and all the rest of them. I would love to see.
Or Roman recruits Jacob Fatu into his group.
I think it depends on what they want to do with Fatu. Depends on
Exactly.
if they want to play him as a face or a heel. He can be either. So I think both would work.
Because he's doing it right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at the leveling out the 5-on-5.
Right.
So, but yeah, it could easily go that way as well. But that match was amazing. What were your thoughts on that match, gentlemen?
I predicted pain, and they delivered.
And that's about it. And that's the only thing I can say is just
Nice.
there was a lot of faces kicked off. There were a lot of injuries type connections going forward.
And nice variation.
Cages getting slapped in the face.
Yeah,
I'm
nice
all there
variation
for it.
on the general cage format. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen anyone handcuffed up on the top bars in a cage match before. That was a good innovation, I think.
I'll be honest with you. I miss the old cage. I miss the old cage with the 2 foot by 2 foot squares in between the bars. It was big and it was blue. Before they started with this steel cage stuff and they got the fencing for the side and it was just the bars. And I miss that cage. But that's old school. That's WWF territory right there. I'll say, and then we before we got to the close,
I do miss those old steel cages.
Yeah, I do. They just look like they hurt more. Like they were less forgiving than this fence.
Let's face it, we all been tossed up against one of those chain link fences.
Yeah.
We all
if
know.
you're heavy enough, you pretty much go through it.
Yeah. We all know that it doesn't hurt as much as they sell it.
Right.
So,
I'll say, like Bobby Lashley going through the cage. I was actually live for that when Umaga put Bobby Lashley through the cage at ECW. Me and your boy Cole were there live for that one. Anyway, so last match before the main event was Dominic Mysterio, the current Intercontinental Champion. Yeah. Walking out after defeating AJ Styles with the help of all people. 3 different
Yes. And can we also talk about the psychological warfare AJ tried to lay down?
Yeah, that was great.
Dressing in Eddie Guerrero togs, driving in like Eddie Guerrero, and the chair spot. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
And I'm gonna tell you what sold it for me.
Pissed, though.
I'll tell you exactly what sold it for me. When I heard, oh my God, that's one of Eddie Guerrero's old picks, and I looked up, and AJ was laying on the ground with the chair over him, and his leg was twitching. Yeah. I was done. I was just done. Like this nigga. He's sitting there like, brain damage. Just.
For those who didn't see it, Dominic tried to pull the classic Eddie Guerrero bit where he brings a chair into the ring while the ref was distracted, and then tosses the chair to AJ while he falls back to make it look like AJ smacked him with the chair. AJ grabbed the chair, opened it up, fell backwards, put the chair on top of him, and started pretending that it's actually Dom that tagged him. So,
that was a great one there. All right, so we'll throw in, before we get to this main event, one more SummerSlam story. I guess a fight broke out in the crowd.
Yeah, during the steel cage match.
Yeah, during Jacob Fatu's steel cage. People just feeling themselves too much, huh?
People catching that Samoan variant of the werewolf virus.
Let me say this. Look, people, when you get a bunch of people who are all being driven by testosterone, this is why there's so many fights that take place at MMA events. And when you have that many people in a small confined space, even though a stadium isn't small and confined, but it's still a lot of people.
With freely flowing alcohol, no matter what Cole and Barrett were bitching about not getting theirs at the table for 2 nights.
You're gonna get fights. It's just bound to happen. It's just like football games. This is why you see spikes at sporting events, because when you get that kind of charge energy, and trust me, a lot of people are like, yeah, that's what happens when you get men together. Nah, these girls be out there throwing hands too.
Yeah,
Don't even be coming at me with that shit. I didn't see more girl fights at sporting events than I've seen guy fights. I'll be honest.
And the fight in question started with some women.
Some women. So at the end of the day, this is just what happens when you get that many people. I'm surprised it doesn't happen at more WWE events, but it's what happens when you mix alcohol and fighting. It's what happens. It just is. So, but now we'll get back to the main event of SummerSlam. Oh,
Cena versus Cody.
What a wrestling match.
How amazing was that match?
I just, it was everything that I could have wanted and some more.
I mean,
I enjoyed it.
Props to the storytelling for bringing us back. Hustle, loyalty, respect Cena.
Yes.
And then when I saw the beating John Cena was taking in the ring, I'm like, oh, we're going to get Super Cena, aren't we? And no, we did not. It was great storytelling. Cody losing himself, undoing the turnbuckle, and using that bottom turnbuckle, literally carrying it, dragging the two ring ropes with him, and smashing Cena with that turnbuckle. I mean, it wasn't. They weren't great sells, because you could tell he was hitting them with the pad in there, but still, that was.
Let me say this. Let me say this right quick. I think this is what I would love to dub from now on a sudden change match. I think that the events that happened after this match dictated a change to the entire Cena character.
Yes.
And I think that's where we got what we got on SummerSlam. I don't know if that was the original plan. I'm not going to pretend like I have anybody in WWE and I know, but it feels like the result, the thing that happened after the match changed the result of that match.
It was the plan, because Triple H has gone on and said, we called him up and asked him about returning weeks ago.
Okay, but here's the thing about it. This is what I mean by sudden change. I don't believe before that phone call was made that this was the ending, that this was the plan.
No,
I don't believe that they had Cena dropping that title until December. Then they got the opportunity to give Cena this last run with what has been easily, short of The Rock, one of his greatest opponents, or short of Randy Orton, one of his greatest opponents in the history of his career.
It's like trying to rank the top 5 guitarists in the world.
Right.
The order is going to change person to person, but you're still going to get the same names.
The same names, right? And so I think that's what I meant by sudden change. I think that Brock. Well, let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
The match ends. Cena hugs. Cena does the good guy thing. Hugs Cody. Raises his hand.
And Cody responds by raising Cena's hand.
Yes.
Cena has officially dropped the "You're a Toxic Fan Base" angle, which I think was a terrible storyline for him, but especially because he's still coming out in the hustle, loyalty, respect, and rise above hate patches.
Yeah.
But he gets his bow, he gets his flowers, and then, oh my God, that's Brock Lesnar's music.
That music, man, that music sends a chill down your spine. You hear that?
Here comes Mountain Man Brock Lesnar.
Listen.
There is no other way to describe it. Dude's got his hair full on beard.
When I said, okay, I just know something is about to happen.
Yeah.
When I heard that music, I was just, okay. Then I just like, dun, dun. I was like, whoa, shit. And then I was like, wait a minute, what? All of a sudden, he's coming out. Whatever.
My favorite entrance, bouncing on that ramp.
Boom, boom.
Wow. Yeah.
And it was pretty much like He didn't say nothing. He just got in there, did his F5,
Yeah.
Here's what's
and
funny.
said "fuck you," and got out the ring. And
If y'all
and
don't, go ahead. If
John
y'all
and-
don't,
oh no,
go
go ahead.
first. I was just gonna say, if y'all don't remember, there was a SummerSlam match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. I would say 5-6 years back, and that spot was used on the exact same spot was used on Monday Night Raw to set up that match, where Cena's in the ring. Cena just got done giving a promo. Out of nowhere, Brock just comes out, walks around the ring, looks at Cena, dives into the ring, picks him up, F5s him, and walks out. Never says a word. That's Brock Lesnar. I love it.
And that's exactly what the fuck he does. Because believe you me, every time Brock has always come back, if he said something to you, because he always spoke, because you know, Heyman was always speaking for him, but it was that part that he's like, wait a minute,
And-
I got this,
Yeah.
and talks his shit, and I love it. But I'm gonna tell you this much: I'm looking forward. I expect for Cena to get at least maybe Brock Lesnar. I think that he's going to close out with Randy Orton.
I don't know, because they've already done Cena Orton. They did Cena Orton for the title just a few months back. I think they're setting up for Lesnar. I think we don't see Lesnar again for at least probably like another few weeks. I think they're setting up for either Lesnar Cena at Survivor Series, or Lesnar is going to be Cena's final opponent.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that. And what I'm hoping
I don't know.
is
It's September, and I know, and I mean Lesnar is going to be a hell of a big draw, but for some reason, I think that this is going to be a pop so loud. Because who else is left in that from that era?
Only bigger person than Lesnar that we could ever get in December would be The Rock.
Yeah.
That would be it. If it ain't the final boss, there ain't nobody that they gonna get that's gonna be a bigger final opponent for him than whatchamacallit. Even though I would prefer to see Cena's last opponent be an up and comer, not even like Roman Reigns or somebody like that, but somebody like LA Knight. Somebody like, I would love to see Cena's final opponent, because we already know Cena's going out on his back. All the greats do.
Yeah.
So if he's going to give that rub to somebody, I'd rather it not be Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, somebody that's already a megastar. You know what I'm saying? And I think Cena thinks the same way. I think the WWE would want, because it's the biggest moneymaker, they're going to want somebody like a Lesnar to be his final opponent.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It could be him and Lesnar at Clash of Paris.
Yeah.
We still got 2 weeks.
And
I think so.
I am hoping that we are getting Brock Lesnar back rather than Botch Lesnar.
Well, Brock's a very aggressive wrestler, so mistakes are going to be made just based on his wrestling.
Right. But just because he came back from MMA so quickly, didn't exactly make the transition, and he was just too stiff after coming back from MMA. So I'm hoping that he's been out of the game for long enough that bad habits aren't sticking with
mixed
him.
martial arts? I mean, shit.
Well, he went to UFC
because he's been out
2010?
of that since He's been out of that. I mean, Lesnar actively was pretty much active all the way up until that bullshit with Vince McMahon.
Right. And so, but what I'm saying is, we all remember WrestleMania where Lesnar breaks the streak on the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the ones that subscribes to the theory that Lesnar gave a bad bump to Taker. Taker was injured, and they improv, and Taker told him, "Take it home, kid."
No, no, they've already done all the behind the scenes on that,
Okay.
and all the behind the scenes
Fair enough.
stories. WWE and Undertaker came to a conclusion months before that WrestleMania that Lesnar was going to be the one to end the streak.
Fair.
Nobody likes that choice because again, that was something that was a rub that should have been given to a younger talent to put them over instead of Lesnar. But the word has it, Lesnar didn't even want to do it. Creative and Vince told him, "You're the one that's breaking the streak."
Okay.
Because yeah, but no, I feel where you're talking about, but no, Lesnar's actually, from what I've heard, one of the safer. I wouldn't say one of the safest, but he's one of the safer wrestlers to work with. He does take care of you, unless you're like Braun Strowman and you fuck up and hit him for real. then Lesnar will be Lesnar, and yeah, he'll hit you with some pretty stiff shit.
And he'll probably knock him the fuck out too.
Yeah.
All right, but last story, we got two quick stories I want to go over before we close out. Whatchamacallit, and we'll close with the Portland story about Joey Ryan. Like, that was just stupid. I can go to many why it's not smart to book Joey Ryan in the first place. But what I want to talk about is that was released just the other day that WWE is not moving all of their pay-per-views over to Netflix in 2026.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views will be moving over to a direct-to-consumer service, ESPN. And we'll have ESPN presentation, and some of the pay-per-views will even be shown on ESPN. Now,
are all of them going to be? So are all of them going to be moving?
I'm hearing mixed reports. I'm hearing that there are only going to be some of the major ones, like the Big Four, may be on ESPN, but the rest won't be. Will be on ESPN service, but I don't know. So we don't have full details of that. All we know is this ESPN thing is going to be $30. Now, here's the thing that's pissing me off.
$30 a pop.
$30 a month. Yeah.
$30 a month.
Yeah. Now, hold on. If you are not a sports fan, I am sorry for you, because yes, then you will be paying $30 a month just for WWE pay-per-views, or you can go to great sites like watchwrestling.com or watchwrestling.a and go watch it for free.
Yeah.
But for somebody like me that is an avid wrestling and sports fan, this ESPN service sounds amazing because they're going to have the NFL Network, they're going to have Red Zone, they're going to have WWE pay-per-views, and it's all going to be on one. They're going to have UFC fights, and it's all going to be on one app.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to include subscription for Disney Plus and Hulu along with it. That sounds like a hell of a deal to me.
Yeah. Now, if they merge it with Disney Plus and Hulu, I ain't going to be mad.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not gonna, then that's going to be worth it for my money. Yeah. But if it's just ESPN focus, then nah, bro, I'll pass.
And see, that's right. That's what I say. Like, as I understand as a wrestling fan how people are like, well, screw that, because I don't want to pay $30 a month when cable TV was around. Adding ESPN was only $10 a month. But again, the types, it depends on if you're a sports fan or if you're just a wrestling or TV fan. If you're just a fan, if you're just getting the app for Disney Plus or Hulu, yes, it's not worth the $30. I can understand that. But if you're somebody that loves it all like me, that loves the Disney Plus content, that loves the Hulu content, that loves the ESPN content, that wants the WWE content, and it's all under one app for $30, you're saving me money, because the apps that I need right now to have all four of those are costing me closer to $60 a month. So to trim it all down to one app, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. It's all personal cost benefit analysis.
Exactly.
It's like I don't blame the folks that don't want to subscribe to Disney Plus, and I think that's part of the general public issue with the Marvel universe, is that it's getting too complicated and you have to subscribe to a paid monthly service. But for me, the content that's being put out for all that I'm getting for Disney Plus, for Hulu, HBO Max added in, that's worth the charge.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but it's worth it for me at least.
It's bang for your buck.
Yes.
And like I said, that's where the personal level of it. Is it worth it to you to spend $30 on this to be able to watch what you want? Some people are going to say no, and I'm not hating on you if you do say no. I'm truly not. Don't watch it. Don't buy it. But also don't spend hours on the day bitching about it on the internet. Like that's my major thing. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. But don't and there's some people out there taking it to a whole nother level. They're like, it's going to cost me $150 a month to watch all the WWE. What the hell are you talking about?
Yep.
Like, watch wrestling.ai. You can watch Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and all the UFC fights, any New Japan fights that you want, and it's all free. You don't have to do anything. Nobody is putting a gun to your head and saying you have to get this ESPN app, you have to pay $30 a month. There are free ways to watch everything. I don't have cable anymore. I just watched the 49ers game live last night. How? I found a website that gives me the sporting events for free. And I just I put it into my Amazon browser and clicked play.
You probably didn't want to watch that game, didn't you, after that?
No, actually I didn't mind. It's pretty much predictable.
I know it's
Shanahan preseason.
Still, but
no, it's predictable.
It's kind of like a slap in the face though when you just lose especially
no. I'll say it like this. Again, Kyle Shanahan is the Peyton Manning of head coaches. Kyle Shanahan always has a shitty preseason. But then that team will go 0-3 in the preseason and then go on to win 15 games in the regular season. So that's why I watch them, because I want to see the young players play, but I don't put any investment in preseason. They could whip our ass 50-0 and it would mean nothing to me. It's just like, oh well. Considering And then considering the fact that our starters were only on both sides of the ball, were only out on the field for the first drive of the series. 95% of the game, our starters were sitting on the bench. Of course, the end result is going to be 30-6. I'm surprised it was that close. It's the backups. But anyway, so that's the one thing that I want to touch on was the WWE deal. Congrats to them though. Because WWE is bringing in close to $1 billion from all of these TV deals and pay-per-view deals between Riyadh, ESPN, Netflix. They if you break up all their deals into yearly deals based on how long they're going to be on those things, they're bringing in close to $1 billion in revenue just from those things.
Yep.
Like this one with this $1.5 billion that ESPN is paying goes over 5 years. So it works out to something like a little over $400 million every year that they're getting, like 325. God damn.
Yep.
Go WWE, go TKO. Y'all sure know how to make some money.
Yep.
And fuck the fans that don't like you for it. Anyway, and all right, so our last subject
you
of
got
SmackDown.
Issues, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm a dude with a fucking business major, dude. Yes, I don't believe that they should exploit their employees or shit like that. But as far as companies making money, that's what they're designed to do. That's what they're supposed to do. So when they do it, bravo for them. If they fuck over the little guy, they're a shitty company. Fuck them, but they're doing what they're supposed to.
One thing before we get into this last story, there's also news that Dustin Rhodes is going to be he's going to be retiring because he's got to undergo double knee surgery, replacement surgery.
His day had to come.
Yeah.
He's been around through 3 generations of wrestling. The man's given literally
his entire body.
His entire body to the game.
Gold dust.
Yep.
That's the shit, man.
That's for right now. Give WWE and TKO a few years when Tech Tinkers posted something about Minecraft being more valuable or getting more revenue yearly than WWE, and I'm like, yeah, for now.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a work in process. It's still a work 50 years in. It's still a work in progress. But all right, so I don't know the name of the Portland area indie promotion that did this, but let me just say this. This is one of those FAFO moments. Joey Ryan is still nuclear hot from the sexual allegations and all the shit that he got accused of like 10 years ago. So just like, no offense, I know the guy's got to work, but let him find a different profession. Like, stop booking the dude. He was a great wrestler in his time, but stop booking him. Like, he's done so much damage to his career. It doesn't matter when you bring him back. This is the reaction you're going to get.
Yeah. And this is apparently a new Pacific Northwest promotion that is literally called Portland Wrestling. And this was for their basically WrestleMania show.
So many other people that are much better to book. Call down to APW and BTW and Supreme Pro Wrestling in the Bay. They'll give you some people that are known, like that are well known. Like, hire Santino Marella. I don't know, but Joey Ryan ain't it.
Oh no, because I mean, Santino Morella's already in TNA, so I mean.
Yeah, well, they can TNA wrestlers.
No, he's running, because he's kind of running. I think he's like one of the big dogs over there in TNA. Yeah. So yeah,
doesn't mean he can't do an appearance.
Joey Ryan, man.
But Joey Ryan, nah.
His career has been washed, bro.
Yep.
All right, so we'll close with that. Now back to our pop culture quiz question. Saint, I'll let you get first shot at it. What is the name of the Olympic sprinter who famously competed in the 1936 Berlin Olympics, breaking records and defying Hitler's notion of Aryan supremacy?
Fucking Jesse Owens, man. Like that's
that is correct.
That's like that's Black History 101, man.
I'm going to give you some extra credit to that Black History 101. At that same Olympics, the first black woman.
Tinkers.
Yeah. But at that same Olympics, 1936 Olympics, the first black woman won a gold medal. And what was her name?
That we don't know. What's that?
What year?
Hang on a second. 1936.
Goodness gracious. I can't think of it.
And I'm not taking credit of this. Okay, never mind. I am wrong because I'm
sitting up here like, wait a minute, because the only other Olympic female Olympic black female Olympian was for me Wilma Rudolph.
Yeah,
and
no, it was,
that was in the 60s, but
but it was Alice Coachman, and I was misinformed. I said that her accomplishment was at the 36 Olympics, but it was actually the 48 Olympics in London. And so she passed away. Let's see, where is it? Let me pull up. Yeah, July 14th is when she passed. Oh, no. Why did her name come up recently? I thought she passed away just recently.
Well,
okay.
We just all the history facts today, sir.
I'm just.
All right, so we'll let that marinate with y'all for a quick second.
I'm trying not to be a white boy ally here.
It's okay, friend. It's okay. All right, now we get to Tech Tinker's favorite moment of the game, or maybe moment of the show. All right, so we'll get to this video game talk. We don't have many stories, but we will start out with this final pop question. Since you guys are 3 for 3, let's see if you can go 4 for 4. What is the name of the rapper who released the album Good Kid, Mad City in 2012?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hey, there's one of us here who probably don't know. Okay.
One of these things does not belong. One of these things is not like the other.
Hey, I actually used to love that segment until I became an adult and I looked back and went, damn, that's kind of cold. Because it was always the black kid. No, I'll say. All right. So, all right. So, first subject up. I guess there is a new Virtua Fighter game coming out. Yes,
Yep.
sir. All right. So is Virtua Fighter Project the name of the game, or is that just the temporary name until
It's-
It's probably going to be Virtual Fighter. I mean, it's probably
Yeah.
going to be Virtual Fighter 6, if anything, because I mean,
Yeah, I believe that
the
it is
latest
actually going
one.
to be. I believe that is going to be Virtua Fighter 6.
Yeah, I'll play it though. 'Cause
Oh yeah, I love it. I
fucks
used
with
to love
Vir-
it.
Yeah, I used to fuck with Virtual Fighter hardcore, man. Like
Yeah.
especially since 2.
I will see. I used to play the original, and I loved the original because it was one of the first games where I actually learned like how to properly use a joystick and the buttons for a fighting game. Because I'll be honest with you, Street Fighter, there was a lot of button mashing. Like I knew basic things that I could do with it, but half the shit my homies knew, nah, I wasn't fucking with it that bad, that hardcore. But Virtual Fighter was the one that simplified the control scheme for fighting a lot, and I was able to keep up with people on Virtual Fighter. So yeah, they got my dollars almost whenever they put it up. All right, something to throw at you, gentlemen. Just give a quick thought, real quick. Let's see. It says Intel current CEO being investigated by FBI for ties to China. Customer for new chips to keep them afloat, and it's Apple investing $500 billion in CPUs for Silicon Valley project. Okay. Well.
Yep.
Well, a lot of the tech companies that were part of the big boom now all kind of going under. Like they're not surviving because the tech boom wasn't set up correctly for them to have long-term success.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when we had those that housing bubble and it popped, and all of a sudden everything dropped. Like, yeah. All right, so this, what did I do there? I thought I must have typed it wrong originally. Even though you can call it Fought Night if you want, I won't care. There we go. Looks like we now have Power Ranger skins. Hold on.
In Fortnite.
It happens. Yeah, in Fortnite.
Okay, I mean, you got the Fantastic Four in Fortnite. You got fucking Superman.
Yeah, they fucked up that
Fortnite.
campaign.
Like, dude, like.
Yeah, get your
Power
Fantastic
Rangers
Four
now,
skins.
like-
Get your Fantastic Four skins. Yeah, that was great.
Are we still doing phrasing?
I'll say it like this. This is a great nostalgia tip. Again, I'm not a huge Fortnite fan in general.
No.
This is great for nostalgia, but
Exactly. It's to get the later Gen X, earlier millennials all nostalgic about it. And, I'm not particularly, I don't really care about Fortnite. I never really cared about Power Rangers. So it's just not my cup of tea. Enjoy if it is.
yeah, that right there is the key thing about it. I'm all for people enjoying Fortnite. I tried to play it. I was horrible about it. I was horrible at it, just like I am at all of those type of shooter type games. But it was enjoyable. It's not something that I'd want to play every day. And again, I'm not knocking Fortnite. I'm just saying there's different
It's
types
just
of games.
it's not for you.
Yeah, I'm a sports gamer. Like you can talk to me about Madden, MLB, NHL, what is it, EAFC. You can talk to me about any of those games, and I love them all. But you start talking to me about Battlefield, Call of Duty, Fortnite.
Oh yeah, see,
you're gonna lose me.
Listen,
those aren't my type of games.
I run multi genre of games. So for me, like I have a preference of Battlefield over Call of Duty. I prefer to have a preference of Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat. Shit like that. Or better yet, or not. I'm not gonna even say Mortal Kombat. I'll say more or less Street Fighter and the King of Fighters.
Yeah.
In that, those types those types of elements in that
Right.
gaming. So yeah.
Yep.
But these these franchise characters, or all these popular, like, I mean, just don't go away, man. Just go away, man. Like, listen. I mean,
I
don't
do
get
say
me
don't
wrong,
go away, man.
but
Just go away.
like, Superman should not be running around in his cape with a big ass gun playing Fortnite and shooting motherfuckers, man. Come on, bro.
Uh,
I was, I mean,
Yep.
in a sense, like Nathan Drake from fucking Uncharted. He was he was a Fortnite character. I mean, I can kind of see that, because it's Nathan Drake, but no,
Yeah.
that'll be like Link for the Legend of Zelda being in the goddamn Fortnite game, and I mean,
there's
it
probably
could
already a
probably
skin there.
happen.
Yeah, it's probably there. It's probably
Yep.
already there. Like, I just don't know. I understand why people like to play as these characters. I understand why they want the skins in Fortnite. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll say it's yeah. So there's one more subject. We'll jump here. He said, Valve said "F you" to credit card companies filtering what people can purchase, and is offering an alternate way to get adult mature games.
Yep.
I don't think that adult mature games should be available in places where you can buy games like Fortnite.
Yep.
Like, I'm not saying that's what he's saying. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah. But because the hard right is going after not the studios,
Yeah.
but they're going after the credit card processors who are processing your payments for Steam and any payments you may be happening to make to sites of a more adult nature.
Yes.
And they're doing this to shut down adult depictions online.
No, credit card companies shouldn't be determined of anything other than whether or not they're going to give you credit.
Right.
Like, they shouldn't be determining how you purchase anything. Credit
Right.
card
And
companies.
it's not even the credit card companies.
Yeah.
These are the processors. These are the data centers. Like, when you swipe your credit card at a store, that it doesn't go directly to your bank. It goes to a credit card processor,
Right.
who then forwards it to your bank or your credit card company to determine if the funds are available for this purchase.
Right.
Okay, so they're going after the middleman. They're not going after any bank, any financial institution, or any provider. They're going after the middleman and cutting them out, trying to cut them out.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it's one of the most frustrating parts about business.
it is. Yeah, it's one of those. If you can't break the law, bend it to where it suits you.
Yeah. And as we see a lot of that going on in the
Yeah.
world today. All right. So last
and-
subject from us. Last subject from us, real quick, before we dive into Dave's pop-up subject. We're gonna have to get running here soon. Is Guitar Hero veterans announced plans for a new rhythm game? If it's anything like, oh God, what was the name of the hip hop dog that with the rap? Or, oh my goodness,
Parappa the Rapper.
Not Parappa the Rapper. It was a game. It came out for the PlayStation, and you used to have to hit the buttons on time to get your guys to dance, or I forget what it was. Oh my God, I can remember. I used to play that game constantly over at my boy's house.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Parappa the Rapper. I remember Parappa the Rapper. Oh my God, it was just after Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
But I hope it's like that one. It came before Guitar Hero, but after Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah. But this is Studio Red Octane. Remember them? They are back in business.
Yeah.
And these are the guys who started off Guitar Hero.
Nice.
And
Nice.
they are back. So they're back just in time to where your fingers are probably completely uncramped from the last time you played Through the Fire and the Flame on Guitar Hero.
I never made it past Wayward Son.
Oh,
Like I never made it past Wayward Son.
yeah. So they are back in business, and they are announcing a new rhythm game. They're trying to bring that genre back. The Guitar Hero / Rock Band genre back.
I would love to see it. Like I said, I was mad when they got rid of Rock Band.
Yeah.
Like Rock Band was a great idea. Just don't let everybody get drunk before you do it. But it was a great idea for fun times.
Yeah, and it's not as dominant as it used to be, but the rhythm game genre still exists in there. You have Beat Saber, which was using 2 sticks and it appears on lightsabers as your screen to slash at boxes that are coming towards you.
Isn't that on Oculus?
Yeah, and the other VR system. Yeah, PlayStation VR and others. And even Spider-Man 2, we had a little bit of Miles was going into one of the virtual reality Mysteriums and had to do a little bit of a rhythm game DJing going on there.
Hold on, I'm going to answer a question real quick. Tech Tinkers brings us with Guitar Hero greater than Rock Band greater than Rocksmith, which I love. He said we all love these. Where did they go? I got a very interesting theory about it, and it's this. There was a period of time in which kind of the whole musician type, not attitude, but image was great. And Guitar Hero gave people who probably never would have been good musicians an opportunity to feel like they could shine in the music genre. And then pop culture just passed it along. Here's where I think the creators of Guitar Hero and them messed up with where they targeted the people. Guitar Hero, Rock Band should have been targeted at future musicians as a training tool. And yes, you could have fun and play the game if you wanted to, but I think that it could have been used a lot better as a way to teach rhythm and timing to people who may have been lacking that in being able to play musical instruments. I'm not saying there's a direct one-to-one comparison with playing a Guitar Hero guitar to playing a real guitar, but there are some movements.
There actually was. As a matter of fact, you had Rocksmith, and that was pretty much real guitar. I think that was for, if I'm not mistaken, that was for the PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was teaching you exactly how to actually, play the chords.
Yeah. Now,
and not pushing buttons.
now here's my respect. Here's
All
my
consoles and PC. That's right, Tech.
Here's my response to Tech. Okay, what happened? Corporations did as corporations do, and they killed their golden goose. Okay, because I believe Rock Band was EA and Guitar Hero was Activision. And so it went from a simple fun game to having multiple packs, multiple DLCs, and expensive instrument controllers that were only usable with that particular game. Yeah. And everyone just kind of looked around at their wallets after the shiny newness went off and said, yeah, we don't need this. What else is there?
This ain't that fun. Because I thought that there was a whole aspect. I had a friend of mine who ran he was the assistant manager for 3 bars in the Bay Area. For those of you guys may remember, the Hollow Leg, Sherry's in San Leandro, and then I forget what the other one was. It was right up the street from the Hollow Leg on Hesperia.
Yeah.
He was the manager for all 3 of those bars. And what he did, to me, was genius. It's just, I just wish he would have had more of an unlimited budget as far as buying the equipment, but he did rock band nights. Instead of karaoke nights, it was rock band nights. So instead of getting up there by yourself to stand in front of this crowd and sing or perform or whatever, like with karaoke, you got up there with 3 of your friends. You know what I'm saying? And if you stumbled through the song, nobody gave a damn. You know, it was just fun. You know, it's just I think that there was so much more that could have been done with that than just strictly gaming systems that could have kept that genre and those games alive a lot longer than that.
Right. But tangent, corporations killing their golden goose is standard operating procedure, and I think that's what has been the cause of the decline in popularity with the MCU, is that there's just too much to keep up with for the general public, where you not just have to go to all these movies every year, but you also have to have the Disney streaming.
I'll say it like this:
it's like being a comic book collector. Geeks like us, yeah, we're used to having to buy titles that we're not exactly interested in to be able to keep up on the lore and understand what's going on in the greater universe. That's not how the general public operates. So
I will say this, and I think, again, my major issue with the statement is the word have to. No, you don't. You can watch, you can watch every individual movie of the MCU as a standalone movie. You do not have to watch it for its link to the greater MCU. So you can enjoy every single Marvel movie without ever having to watch anything. There's only 2 movies in which you have to have seen everything that came before it in order to truly understand what's going on in the movie, and that is Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. Outside of that, you don't have to have seen
the first Avengers film.
If you, it does, okay. If you
first Avengers film,
it's a standalone story. Like, yes, it's convenient. It adds to it if you've seen what came before it, but it's not necessary to be able to enjoy the movie. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those type of things where these people that say you have to. No, you don't. You can sit down and watch Ms. Marvel by itself and not watch anything else. You know.
I agree with you. I'm speaking from a general public perspective.
And I get that. But the reason why
they feel that they have to.
And that's right.
Necessary. Yeah.
And that's where I say that's on them. Because you don't have to. You can go and this is where I say I feel like I've been blessed in my life with how I look at movies and how I've looked at them from a young age. Because I've always taken each individual movie as its own thing and went in with literally no expectations in the movie and with the attitude of that the movie is what it is. 90% of the time when people are disappointed with a movie or a TV series, it's because they built it up so big in here.
Oh, man.
That it can that what's on the screen will never live up to what you have imagined in here. The human brain is the most powerful tool when it comes to generating stories, etc. So what you generate up here is never going to be. You're not going to get that on the screen. So don't go in expecting to see that.
And I'm sorry I got us off on this tangent because I just took a look and saw how long we're running tonight. This may be a record for us.
Yes. So, well, actually, no. Our longest episode was 2:58, so we're still 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But in general, yes. It's kind of my final note on that. But yes, it's the word "have to," and then it's the fact that people feel compelled that their frustration with feeling like they have to now has to be honored by somebody else, when in reality, yes, there are components of every Marvel movie that was designed to tie in with other movies. But every Marvel movie was written as its own standalone story. There's only 2 that aren't, and that's Endgame and Infinity War. All the rest were written as standalone stories. So again, I go back to, no, you don't have to. You may want to, and yeah, it's hard to keep up, but you don't have to. And they gotta let go. The general public needs to let go of that have to and just go enjoy the movies.
Well, and again, it gets to need is not the same as want.
Right. Right. And so I would say just go to the movies or enjoy them, or as Kev always says to everybody, that or don't. Nobody really cares. If you have that big of an issue with the MCU that you're complaining about it 24/7, just stop watching it.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah.
My response is, do you need me to call the police to report that there's a gunman holding a gun to your head, forcing you to watch these things?
Like nobody, exactly.
Yeah.
Say any final words before we jump into our final segment and close this episode out. All right, Tech Tinkers.
Hey, listen. I'm all here for it, man.
Yep. Tech Tinkers.
All of it, MCU, the controversy. It's always going to be that.
It's going to be there. As long as there's humans, there'll be controversy, right? It's in our nature. All right, so let's see. That takes us into our last segment. The segment of the show where we ask these two gentlemen and y'all ask me, where can we find you next?
And before we get before I get into that, we have a late-breaking news story that just flashed by. Spirit Halloween stores are coming to abandoned shopping facilities near you, and this year, new for 2025, they're going to have an adult life-size Ghostbusters Proton Pack.
That's pretty awesome.
$250.
No.
But
fuck you.
Yeah. But yeah, full lights, sounds.
So
Proton stream not included, but
I'll say this: you said the Ghostbusters pack. Reminds me of this video my daughter just showed me the other day, and you can get to your thing real quick, Dave. I'll get through this quick. It was a video showing Lego Anakin and Lego Obi-Wan searching through, taking what is that called after you killed the person and you pillage them for what you call it?
Bricks.
Right.
Yeah.
They're taking all the stuff from the Mandalorians, and Anakin's like, "Hey, Obi-Wan, you seem to be kind of obsessed with Mandalorians." And Obi-Wan goes, "Yeah. Have you seen their jetpacks? Have you seen these things? These things are cool." And Anakin's like, What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, it's jetpacks, man. Don't you know what jetpacks are? And Anakin goes, Don't say it, Obi-Wan. He goes, portable high ground. And the clip ends. And I was just like, I don't know why when you said jetpack.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So where are you going to be at then?
My domestic tranquility has been relatively restored. My wife is feeling much, much better. So I am back to streaming from my PlayStation in the bedroom tonight. And I'm going to be back on with Spider-Man 2 after taking that long hiatus from it. So join me tonight, midnight Pacific time, to whenever I start falling asleep for Spider-Man 2 stream.
There you go. Saint, what's up with you?
Oh, my goodness. Well, we already know pretty much that lately I have been, I started yesterday streaming PlayStation 2 games. And I'm pretty much going to be running Def Jam Vendetta. I started that yesterday. I'm going to run Def Jam Vendetta and all the way through to Def Jam Fight for New York. But there are other surprises, so I'm probably going to be doing like a games and demo, because I'm going to run maybe a couple of games of something different in between the music segments and shit. But believe you me, it's going to be some good stuff. Like, it's all pretty much Gen X, and it's pretty much stuff that we play. That we have played. Yeah.
You got anything to say to what Tech Tinkers is talking about in the comment section?
Man, you know what?
All right. So
Craig, how are you getting fired on your day off, Craig?
I would never get fired on my day off. If I got fired, trust and believe you me, I have never. Listen, when I did get fired one time, I pretty much said fuck the job, because if you're getting fired on your day off, like that's probably the worst thing you could ever do.
Mm-hmm.
Be surprised how
Because you're not
often
gonna be
that
able
hasn't
to
happened
go
to me,
in.
but
It's
you'd be
kind of
surprised
like,
how often.
damn.
Your managers
No,
make the decision to fire you on your day off. Some of them call you that day, some of them don't.
That's
We'll
true.
say, all right. So, Saint, here's your last chance. Look really good, sir. What was the name of the rapper who released the album Good Kid, Mad City, 2012?
Man, Kendrick fucking Lamar, dude. Like,
Bango,
really?
bango. Because they not like us. Hey. Anyway.
We still need to
Yo,
hear, we still need to hear that. And I was letting everybody know, listen, for y'all out there, go on to go on to YouTube and type in 8-bit not like us. When I tell you that shit will hit, and all of the comments I saw in there, especially where they made the track with the A minor on there, oh my god, like if you get dissed by an 8-bit track, you know your career is washed.
just stay in Canada, stick to your fans, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So finally, yes, and he was right. I'm gonna say, finally, I'm letting y'all know in about an hour and now 22 minutes, I'll be back on with the one and only Suave, and we will be dipping into a lot of stuff in sports. Probably talking a little bit about Justin Verlander, who just was the 10th pitcher in MLB history to pass 3,500 strikeouts for his career. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about that preseason game with the Niners. We'll be talking about some NFL offseason stuff and NBA offseason as well. So thank you guys all for joining us. I'll be back in about an hour and a half. These two gentlemen will be back throughout the week. And then again next week for the Cheap Pop Podcast. Tech Tinkers, you always generate great content for us, so we appreciate you being out there. Be more humble. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you to everybody who tapped in on YouTube or on YouTube or on Twitch. And yeah, like Tech Tinker says, bye, Felicia. You rating us out?
Yes, we are.
All right.
We all right. We out of here, y'all.